You know,
What?
the world is a vampire.
Hello, hello, and hello. Welcome to the Leaving Today podcast, episode number 200. I can hardly believe it. Thank you so much for joining us today, this afternoon, this morning, this evening, however it is, and whenever it is. We do very much appreciate it. My name is Mark, one of the co-hosts here for the 200th time. Sitting to the left of me, sitting to the right of me today is the trail master of puppets himself, Udi.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Thank you so much for joining us today. Yeah, sitting to the left of me in person in the LTP lounge for the first time is Becky.
Hello, you guys. I'm so excited to be here.
Glad you're here.
Very, very glad that you are here with us. We have some guests sitting across from me today. We've got Jacob and Marcus.
Hey, everybody.
Hello. That was Jacob and Marcus in order.
Yep.
Yeah. And also, very special surprise today, coming in for the 200th episode. You know her and you love her. It's the game changer herself, Jess.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, 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 Jess. Welcome home.
Thank you.
Okay. So, yes, Jess is here today, and she's going to be joining us again. We just renewed her contract. She was wondering where she has been for the last 6 months. She's contract negotiations, holding out for better pay.
The lawyers.
Yeah, Udi and
I blame the lawyers completely.
Yeah, Udi and I have been going back and forth, and she just said, "No, that's not going to work for us." So,
You know how many times I had to rewrite that writer?
yeah, and it's like we just can't do it.
I've got like 20 drafts still.
Yeah.
I'm glad she finally let that last one go.
Yeah.
I'm like, thank God.
But no, she's back, and we are going to go with a new format with the four of us, and I think it's going to be great. We're going to have a lot of different takes, a lot of different dynamics, and most importantly, though, it's going to cut Udi's airtime off a little bit.
And everyone said thank you.
I'll believe that when I hear it.
Yes, yes.
Man, your own. No, I can't even try to defend myself.
Okay, well, today's show is brought to you by you, the listeners, all of you special people who have supported us on Patreon. We do have that option for you. You can go to leavingtodaypodcast.com and click on the Patreon link, and we make it super simple there. It's also on Instagram at Leaving Today Podcast. If you'd like to do that, we have different price plans for you. And all the new ones, thank you very much. We're going to get the shirts out for you. In fact, Udi's rocking a special shirt that I don't even have. That's the family shirt, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, I don't have that one, but it comes in black and white or something. It's the two-sided one. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And what does it say on the back?
It says, "Here, kitty, kitty." Mm-hmm. We were going to have different ones on there, too, but "Here, kitty, kitty" stuck. But, yeah, so what else is there? We do sell T-shirts on TeePublic. For those of you that are brand new to the show, we think you're finding the water to be very warm. We are an honest, open Disneyland podcast where we like to think of us as your best Disneyland friends you've not met yet. So, and that's kind of what we're going with. Today, we're going to talk about the show. We've been doing it for eight years, and we have a little bit of news, Disneyland news, to get through. Does that sound good? And
Definitely.
yeah, and in between that and there, I'm going to play some listener messages from people who definitely took the time to send us some warm wishes and kind words, and it means a lot to us. It means a lot to me, and I'm sure everyone here will appreciate it once they hear that. Okay, so we might get some phone calls too. I'm trying to get some people on. We're going to hear from Laura from Hawaii, I think, the first time today.
Cool.
Cool. Okay, well, we do have an opening question for this special episode. We have one question submitted by Isaiah, and then I have a question I came up with. But before we do that, let's get Laura on the line.
Okay.
She's in Hawaii, and I think that she wants to say hi or maybe join us or something.
Hi.
Oh, hey there.
Hi.
Can you see us?
Or
No.
only Jess.
I see. Yeah.
She can see me.
Yes, I can see Jess.
Okay, so we are on the line with Laura. Laura is in Hawaii right now. Well, I think that's because that's where she lives. But she has been a longtime listener. She has contributed before, like she's sent us messages, but we've never actually talked to her in person. So this is a special treat for us. Hey, Laura, how's it going?
It's good. Yeah, I was actually looking this morning. I looked up through the old podcast because I kind of wanted to get a feel for when I started listening, and I think it was kind of the late 50s. Okay. Is when I joined into the podcast. So the most memorable podcasts I remember were the 5 Ups and 3 Downs. That's about the time when I joined into the podcast.
Okay.
The what?
When you guys were doing the 5 Up and 3 Downs.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, that was a good one.
That was good.
Yeah.
We need to bring
Right?
that back.
That was a fun series.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely need to bring that back. So, Laura, how did you find this podcast? I'm always curious about how people found it.
I think I was just on the podcast app, and I put in Disneyland podcast, and you guys came up, and I just started listening. And I think the reason I liked you and kept listening was because I liked just the casual banter, and I had a couple others I had tried, and they either felt like they were reading from scripts, or it just kind of like it wasn't that natural, easy living room banter, and I think that's what kept me coming back for more.
That's awesome.
Oh, love it.
Yeah, thank you.
That's
Love it.
That's great.
Definitely makes me smile. Yeah, thank you so much. And, and that's one of the things we definitely strive for from the beginning of the show was to be just an honest, open, non-scripted show. I mean, frankly, I didn't want to write a script to begin with, but
No.
but I just like having a conversation, and this is what we'd be having, talking about if we were in Line of Pirates or having something at Rancho. This is the same conversations we'd be having.
Yeah, we won't be having enchiladas though.
No, not enchiladas. No.
Don't want to bring that up.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Like I said, it's a treat to have you on the line.
Finally.
Yeah.
Finally.
Yeah.
And don't be a stranger for sure. Okay. So opening question I have. Disneyland Railroad, Mark Twain, Monorail, and Jungle Cruise.
Okay.
You get to pilot one of these for the whole day.
Okay.
What are you going to choose?
Who wants to go first?
Well, not you because
No, I know.
because
I got my answer already, but I can wait.
okay, so it's the Jungle Cruise, Monorail, Disneyland Railroad, or the Mark Twain. You get to pilot the whole thing, or your own skipper boat for the whole day, or the whole whatever. Let's start with the person who's the furthest away, Laura.
Okay, well, I immediately know which one it's not, and it's the Jungle Cruise. Back when I was a cast member, girls didn't work on the Jungle Cruise, and I was actually glad because the scripted spiel, like having to remember that in front of a group of people, especially at that age when I was young, was not something I wanted to do. So we're gonna just take Jungle Book right out of there. Monorail, I would say probably the train. I think I'd like to work on the Disneyland Railroad for a day and go around and see the sights and wave. I would just wave at everybody all day long and ring the bell. Yeah, I think that's the one that's gonna be my choice.
Solid answer. Solid answer. Maybe the wrong answer, Laura, but no.
Mark is hiding his offense. Right
No,
now.
no, I'm not. I mean, I don't think I'm picking the Jungle Cruise either. I mean, I just thought of that. I mean, is there another thing that transports people around that we could say?
Storybook. I mean,
Somebody knows about this story.
Should we add Storybook into the mix?
I think we should, and then
No,
Yes,
well, no.
let's
Let's
take on that
ask
one.
Jacob and Marcus.
Okay, because we have somebody who's an expert at that. But hey,
Well, no, because she's gonna pick the Storybook.
I know.
Okay, should we add the Storybook into the mix?
I'm against it.
I'm gonna second Marcus.
Okay.
sorry,
Sorry,
Jess.
Jess.
Sorry,
I tried
Jess.
for you.
You tried, girl. I appreciate it.
We wanted you to have to work at it.
Yeah. Well, I could have said the parking lot tram from Mickey and Friends to.
I'll take that one.
Okay, but no, let's just stick with those four. But Jess, if you want to say the Storybook, go ahead. But who wants to jump in there next? Someone that's not Udi.
I'll go.
Okay, Becky.
So initially I was thinking Jungle Cruise, but I'm not that funny. So I really don't think it would work on me delivering a punchline. And so I was thinking the train as well, or possibly the monorail, just because I'll go with the monorail. But you're seeing people as they're entering the park, smiling, happy, excited to be there. And even as you're going around, there's such pretty views of the Matterhorn and sites like that. And then when people are leaving, they're tired, they've enjoyed their day, and I feel like you're still seeing some happy people, and that would be really energizing to me.
Okay.
Good.
That's a solid, very solid answer.
Yep.
Okay. Who wants to go next?
I'll go ahead and go. Yeah, after hearing
This is Jacob.
Yep.
Okay.
this be me. After hearing Laura's, I loved her answers on this part, and then after hearing Becky, I liked hers too. And yeah, it's a toss up between the railroad and the monorail. I would choose the monorail for the same reasons that Becky said, and then also my buddy's kid, he's like in love with the monorail. It's his favorite thing to do. And the last time we went, he actually got to like ride up in the cockpit and everything of it.
Oh, that's so
They had him sitting there. He was probably like maybe 5 or 6 at the time too. So seeing that was that made the trip even more fun and stuff. Just watching him get so excited just to sit there, and then so that's one of the things I would probably choose is the monorail. But the train is, I think, one of the best ones too, because you see every single part of the park almost. You see the entrance, going around and stuff, and everything that you see, makes it that much probably one of the better ones too. So if I had to choose, I'd choose monorail as well.
Okay. Marcus.
For me, it was a toss-up between the Jungle Cruise and the train, the railroad. And I love everything about the railroad, and I really want to pick it, but I think I'd have to go Jungle Cruise because there's a little more room for improvisation. Well, I don't know how much improvisation you can really do, but you can at least make it seem more improvised.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know. I like to like to go for a laugh.
Okay. Me?
Oh, by the way, I'm loving the ambiance with the birds in the background.
Oh yeah.
Especially when we're talking about the Jungle Cruise.
Yeah, and
perfect.
yeah, I'm not piping it in either. It's real, authentic.
Can you go stand near a railroad while we talk about the railroad?
Jess?
My turn?
Yeah.
Jungle Cruise all the way.
Really? Well, why?
Absolutely. Well, I mean, I'm a book girl, as you guys know.
Yep.
And as much as I loved books, Jungle Cruise was always something that I would have liked to do after that because, I mean, you guys know me. I'm very comfortable talking to people, and I'm very, bubbly, and I'm not shy. And Jungle Cruise would just be like my adult version of book.
Oh, yeah.
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 So, I think that would be the best thing for me, would be that. Even though I love the railroad, I don't see myself doing that every day. Because, I mean, then I'm going to get... I mean, I guess on Jungle Cruise, too, you're not on the boat consistently. You are rotating. But I wouldn't want to be stuck in the train station, like loading people. So, yeah, Jungle Cruise all the way.
I think she'd be really good as a Jungle Cruise skipper.
I think so.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Heck yeah, you
I
should.
would love it.
Yeah, I think you'd be great at that. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Yep.
Well, if someone finds my belt, I'll go back.
Yes.
Although, Jess, when you said the adult version of book, that's what I'd really like to see is you doing an adult version of book.
Yeah.
She would last one rotation before she was.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I mean, now that she says it, I mean, she'd be really good at that.
Yep.
I would love it.
To be honestly, I'd be happy doing any of the 4. I mean, I'd be stoked doing any of the 4. And I know that you would say, oh, Mark would be easy doing the Jungle Cruise because that's why I love that. It's one of my favorite attractions. But I think I'm going to do a little bit different and say the Mark Twain, just because you're outside the whole time. And it just, I mean, you get to, this is another opening day attraction you get to roll around on, and you get to see people happy, and people just generally, excited to be on this, 13-minute trip. But even at night, it's so beautiful back there. along the shore of New Orleans Square, and then you make the right and you go back towards the back of the Rivers of America, and it's like otherworldly. You're not in Anaheim anymore to me, but you also get that feeling for me in the Jungle Cruise. So just to be different, I'm going to say the Mark Twain.
All right.
Yeah.
I like it.
Cool.
Okay.
Then I'm for me, it's an easy one. It's the train, 100%. I think for a lot of reasons. One, I like that. I just like the engineering part of it, the mechanical part of it. I mean, wearing overalls, I'm like, being an engineer, I'm like, I'm all good with that. Hopping out, actually taking care of a working engine would be fun for me. The other part of it is the direct connection to Walt, because he started with mini trains.
Oh yeah.
And so having that, like you're, I feel like you'd be tapped into Walt at that moment, and then also being able to cruise and seeing so many parts of the park.
Yeah.
And you're on the berm and all those kind of things. So for me, it'd be, and there's so much history with the train that I'd want to do that.
Yeah.
I like
Very
that.
solid answer.
Yeah, really good points.
What was the fourth one again? I mean, we covered 3 of them. What was the fourth?
Monorail,
Train,
train,
Jungle Cruise.
cruise. What was the other one?
The Mark Twain.
Mark Twain.
Mark Twain.
Okay.
Oh, I know why you picked it. It was Mark. Okay.
Yeah. Well, Marcus could have done that.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Okay. Well, those are some solid answers. Okay, so the next question is from Israel. Hey, LTP family, it's Izzy. Also Jacob's brother. Not this Jacob, but a different Jacob.
Yeah.
Jacob, he's the one that did Wonder Smack stuff. And we met him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
met with him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but we didn't meet his brother, Izzy.
I did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, and then his brother, and then his sons. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I've not met Izzy, but he and I have talked a few times via chatting. And anyways, my question for you all is looking back into the history of the show, which episode brought you the most joy and which brought you the most anger, drama, if any? Congrats on 200. Keep up the great content, Israel. Well, Israel, thank you.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say, can you read that one more time, Mark?
Yeah, he wants to know which episode brought the most joy and which brought the most anger, drama, if any. Congrats on anger and drama.
Anger and drama. I got two already.
Congrats on 200.
Yeah.
Keep up the great content, Israel. And again, Israel, thank you so much for taking time, and I hope to meet you soon
Yeah, thank you,
at
man.
some point. Okay.
Yeah.
Who wants to
The
go?
black episode.
That's
The
one.
black episode.
75.
Is that what that was, 75?
Yeah.
Yeah, the dark one, yeah.
Dark episode, the black episode.
Yeah.
What was that about, anyways?
Star Tour, Galaxy's Edge.
Galaxy's Edge.
Okay.
And
I should
Gloom
know
and
this.
Doom.
Yeah, Gloom and Doom. I remember it was like that was the one where I hopped on with like the anti Galaxy's Edge talk. And Jess was like,
Yeah.
yeah, we actually like we almost had the seventh sign of the apocalypse because we were green, and it was like
Yeah.
really odd. But yeah. Oh.
Man, that's hard.
Yeah, you think about
Well,
it.
I guess you guys can also say which one you enjoyed the most and which one do you like. These guys are idiots. I'm not going to listen to these guys.
I like the ones I was in.
Okay, fair.
Very good.
Fair.
Yeah, those are the best.
Yep, for sure.
I don't think any of them ever brought me anger or anything, but I mean, one of my favorite ones was the ones where during like the whole pandemic and stuff, when you had people making their audio recordings and stuff, and we got to write, call in or whatever,
Yeah.
and you'd play them on the air, and it was great because it was such a crazy, ridiculous time and stuff, and it really like brought a lot of people together, and it was just cool to hear everybody for the reasons of either when you had us talking about the show or you had us talking about Disneyland and what we missed about Disneyland. It was just, I mean, that was such an awesome time, and it brought a lot of people, I'm sure, through a lot of pain that they were probably already dealing with. So that was one of my favorite episodes.
Yeah, actually, to piggyback off that, I really have a lot of memories of listening to the show during that time. And I feel like it really did kind of bring me so much hope during what was such a scary time. And it would just, I distinctly remember sitting at my desk and I would turn on your show, and it was like a way to kind of get through my day when everything seemed like really scary during that time. So I really appreciate that.
Oh, thank you. Getting all goosebumpy
Love it.
here.
I know.
Yeah.
Mine's not as deep as that, but I think the one that sealed the deal for me when I was like, okay, these guys are cool, is I think it was episode 3 maybe, where you're talking about, which is right when I came on and started listening to you guys. That's how long I've been around. The one about Frontierland.
That's 4.
That was
Okay,
4.
episode 4. Yep, because that's a
We peaked
that's a
there,
topic that's near and dear to my heart. And yes, that was absolutely
the
the peak.
peak,
Yeah,
yeah.
it just went all downhill
It's
from
been
there.
going downhill.
Yeah. About the pandemic shows, you know, most of the time I do this show to help me personally, and I don't mean to be selfish, but this one time I am. I do it to help me get through times, to help me get my mind off of work or life, and because sometimes those kind of wear us down. But I know that every 2 weeks I can look forward to talking about churros and bitching about the Matterhorn with my friends and family here. But those pandemic shows were for you guys. They were like 100% for the listeners. It's because I knew having a connection with a podcast, even though you don't know these people, but they do, come into your life, and you do have this reassurance that these voices are going to come on every couple of weeks and make you laugh or make you get angry or at least feel something. Whatever it is, we're doing that's what we're trying to do, is make you feel something. And when those voices aren't there, you just have this void, and like, oh my gosh. But we wanted that because Disneyland was gone. It was important for Udi and I, and Jess, just to go through this stuff and go, we need to have this coming out every 2 weeks. We don't know what we're going to even be talking about. And it was like an hour before we're going to record. We're like, dude, what are we talking about? I have no idea. The park's still closed. But it was really for you listeners out there. So thank you so much for saying that, Becky, because it did mean a lot. Okay. Jazz.
Oh man, that's tough because the joy, that's easy. I think my all-time favorite, I think that brought me the most joy, would have had to have been the first time we had Marcy on.
Mm-hmm. And
just sitting there and talking to her and just listening to her stories and her knowledge, and it was such a nice episode. We weren't angry about anything, and she made me cry.
Yeah.
And I think that episode is probably the most nearest and dearest to my heart.
That's a good call.
It was such a good episode. Now, as far as angry, I don't know. I get angry a lot on the show.
Anytime Star Wars is mentioned.
Anytime Star Wars is mentioned, I feel like my blood pressure rises. I honestly, I don't even know. I couldn't even think of one where I was actually legit. I don't know. Maybe when they were closing Splash. Maybe when we first got the news that Splash was going down.
Yeah, you were mad. You were very mad.
That was a very upsetting time. Or when they removed our redhead.
Yep.
I know that one pushed me over the edge quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But, well, I think you have that tank top, don't you, Jess?
I do, actually. I'm going to order another one because she's old.
Okay.
Yep.
Old. You can barely see the print anymore. It's really faded. But I think those would be my two that got me into a frenzy.
I think something too that's so unique about the show, and I know really made me get into it, is just the fact that, like she said, I was heated maybe talking about something or you guys disagreeing, but to be able to disagree and say your point and then still be friends and happy, and you didn't sugarcoat anything, and so it always made me think deeply too, which is unique.
Oh, good. Yes.
Love it.
Yes.
Cool. What about you, Mark? You didn't go yet.
No. So my favorite, I have a few. I liked episode 4 a lot, just because I really But that was no. I mean, just because that was something I really wanted to talk about, and we could revisit number 4 again.
We should.
And maybe do it 2024. But just because I really had a lot to say, and I mean, we talked a lot, but that was before we even knew Jess. I mean, sorry, before her coming on the show.
Correct.
But I think the 2 other ones that really I liked. I mean, every guest we've had on, I've loved.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Actually, the very first one we had was kind of weird. That guy was kind of strange. Chris Merritt, the guy who wrote this book.
Oh yeah.
I had to go through his agent and book like.
yeah, I
I'm like, dude,
remember.
just don't be that way.
I remember that.
Anyways, shockingly, he's not been on the show again. But anytime we've had a guest on, it's blown me away. But my favorite, probably there are 2. Well, I'm gonna say the one that I like the most is probably the recent ones. And I'm sorry you missed it, Jess, but it was when Udi and I went to Stage 9, and we spent the day downstairs for the Disney 100th.
Rub it in, Mark. Rub it in.
Jess, I mean, you were more than welcome to come, and we tried to get you to come,
No,
but
I got stuck working.
Yeah.
But Udi and I just set up shop in the corner, and we just sat there politely, and people came to us, and we talked, and we met some of the coolest people.
Very cool people.
I mean, Disney history right there.
Yeah.
People that worked on the Haunted Mansion with Walt right there, and an artist. Yeah, and so that was probably that felt like we did something important. I mean, that's kind of felt like I thought we made it. And then the other time when we actually didn't record was when we did our time at the Walt Disney Family Museum. I was like, we had Michael Bowling and Marcy was there, and then people came in. That guy got their honeymoon or anniversary gift was to come and see us.
Yeah.
And I goes, you guys are crazy. and then of course we end up ditching them to get hamburgers. Remember that we were gonna get hamburgers.
No, I know, but that was. I felt bad. We couldn't find a place to park, literally.
Yeah, so we just said,
I
all
felt
right.
You guys
bad.
just drove
we
out of the
couldn't find
parking lot.
anywhere to park.
And left them?
Yes.
Yeah, no, that's not what we did. We drove around and we drove around and we drove around like we couldn't find a spot. We
Yeah, it was
drove around for
terrible.
almost 20 minutes trying to find a spot.
Wow.
It was like, what do we do at that point?
Yeah, that's a good
I felt
effort.
horrible though. Horrible.
But I don't think I have like a one that's made me angry. I know for sure there's been times where we're done recording and I'm like, oh, that really wasn't that good of a show. We didn't get what we wanted out of it. It went nowhere. But honestly, when that's happened, people have messaged me and said, hey, that was like a really good show. I'm like, no, it sucked. I didn't think it was all that. It really didn't go where I thought where it was going to go, but it doesn't always have to. And I need to learn to let it go.
Yeah.
This show is like pizza. Even when it's bad, it's good.
Thank you.
High compliment right
I
there.
agree.
Very high.
High compliment.
High compliment. But again, anytime we've had guests on, I'm stoked, and the fact that we get to have people like Marcus and Jacob here, it means the world to me to be able to do this. So, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm kind of with you. I don't know if I have like a bad one. There are moments where I've been really mad, and you guys are. I mean, you hear me rant every once in a while. It's rare, but I do it. Yeah. But I don't know. I guess the ones that mean the most to me are going to be the ones where we began to kind of realize that we had people that were invested in what we were doing. Having, like you were saying, Jacob, the call-ins and the messages, and we started receiving input, and we started getting the input that what we wanted to get across was coming across. We wanted to be, and Laura, you said it, is we were just hanging out, talking, and we wanted to make it like we were all around a table, like we are right now. So this is, honestly, this picture right now is amazing, and I love that we're doing this and we're able to do this. So I think it's hard for me to pinpoint that because it's kind of like a couple of years there where we began building, and you could feel that. But to be honest, and to an example, more of my favorite ones is what we just did, the last one we just did, and the reason why is if you guys have heard it isn't all sunshine and daisies. It isn't, and the reason why I like it is because what we've done is we've made it a place where we can just say what we need to say. We're not afraid to communicate our feelings and our emotions, no matter if we agree or disagree. And the fact that we do that here, and we allow, and we not only allow, we want it. We demand it. Like, you come and you say what you want to say, when you want to say it, and how you want to say it. It's fine. At the end of the day, we're not going to kick you out the front door because we disagree. So that is one I'm most proud of, is that if you go over the arc of our entirety of our run, I think you'll catch that all the way. We're never afraid to speak. And I think that is what I'm most proud of, and that's what makes me happy.
Yeah. And that's part of the theme of our overall show was we want to be honest and open. And yeah. Mm-hmm. But even, I mean, again, I appreciate that because I felt a little bit of regret. I thought maybe we went too far in the last episode, but now I don't, but then I did, but now I don't. So it's, and that helps me a little bit. Laura, is there anything you want to ask us or talk to us about?
Yeah.
Since you've been with us since the 50s.
Yeah. I don't know. I was just gonna throw in there my favorite episodes.
Well, yes.
There was a two-parter with Jim Corcus. He was just so animated and happy and sharing stories. He was such a great interview. He just seemed like he was hilarious and he seemed like a real funny guy. And then I like any time that Jay's on because I just love listening to him talk about the food and plotting what I'm gonna go look for to eat next time I'm there. So.
Oh, okay.
Shout out Jay.
Yeah.
Shout out Jay.
Let me see. I might have a message from Jay then, since you brought that up.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be great.
That'd be so cool.
So hold on. I am going to be at the parks September 25th through the 28th. Jay reached out to me, and Jay and I are going to lunch.
Oh my god.
So I'm stoked. I am stoked about this.
I am so jealous.
You should be.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And I don't mean that lightly. I'm so stoked. We're going to go to lunch. Yeah.
Are you gonna let him order for you?
Yeah, yeah, I am.
I would.
Yep. He said for me to pay.
Blindfolded would be better.
Blindfolded would be best.
No, he said for me
Just
to.
don't let him feed you.
No. He said for me to pick, and I have not picked yet, but I will come up with something.
Instead of eating like Walt, you can eat like Jay.
Yeah.
Oh, totally,
Like
totally. Let's see here. Oh, actually, he sent it to me in text. Sorry. That's how Jay is with me. He'll just send me stuff. Okay, so here's Jay's message. You ready, Udi?
Yeah, go.
Hey, LTP family. Congratulations on 200 episodes. Man, I can't believe it. It's been so long and such a great journey. I appreciate all that you guys have done. Mark, Udi, I'm very proud to say that you guys are my friends and that I'm part of the LTP family. Jess, I hope one day you can come back or at least make contributions from time to time, but I miss your voice and I miss your opinions. But Becky, you've been doing an outstanding job and your contributions have been nothing short of amazing, and I look forward to hearing more episodes with you in it. Anyhow, congratulations again. Looking forward to the next 200 episodes. All right, guys, take care. Peace out.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jay.
That's very sweet. That's a really nice message.
Yes, it makes me happy that he acknowledges everybody and that he thinks he's part of the family because he definitely is.
Because
He is.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, thank
Absolutely.
you, Jay, for that. It's been crazy. Yeah, and we're beyond happy that you're part of our family.
Yes. Thank you, Jay. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to meeting you, bud, in a couple months. That's going to be great.
I'm so jealous. Mark, when did you say you were going?
So, like,
I'm going to be the 25th through the 28th.
Of September?
Yeah.
That's funny. I am going the 16th through the 19th of September.
well,
Oh, no.
Maybe you need to change your.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Well, we have more listener calls to get through, but it's strange that she's not picking it up on her end.
Yeah, I don't know what to do on that one.
I wonder if
What?
it's because we had two going.
No, I could hear that one that time. As soon as she hung the phone up, I heard Jay's
Well,
perfect.
because I played it through the mic.
Oh, it was beautiful. Nicely done.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have more listener messages to go through, but we can do that later. Or we can go through the news. What do you
let's
guys?
go to the news?
All right. Well, let's go to the news.
You listen to me now. You are talking about things that you do not understand.
So here's the news. Udi's done some crack reporting here. Okay.
I don't know how to follow that up. Anyway, okay. Okay, so we're going to begin with one, and I already feel a rant coming on, but I will hold it until the end, okay? Haunted Mansion hanging corpse to be covered. Hitchhiking Ghost updated at Disneyland. The Haunted Mansion at Disneyland may reopen soon with updates both inside and out. The attraction is currently closed for construction of an expanded reimagined queue, and the reopening and will reopen as Haunted Mansion Holiday, which we kind of knew that was going to happen this fall. When the standard attraction experience returns in 2025, the hanging corpse in the stretching room will be covered. Disney,
Why?
Hold on. Slow your roll, and you can't beat me to it. Okay.
Oh, I'm going
I
to.
know you are. Disney has considered removing the hanging corpse from the Haunted Mansion for several years due to the sensitivity surrounding suicide. In 2023, almost all nooses were removed from Phantom Manor at Disneyland Paris version of Haunted Mansion. A few years ago, the Haunted Mansion at Disneyland was refurbished during its 16-month-long closure due to COVID. Imagineer Michelle Hobbs managed the refurbishment and said removing the hanging corpse had, quote-unquote, been discussed and was, quote-unquote, definitely something that we're thinking about. According to our source, Disney is still undecided about the hanging corpse. If you don't recall the exact contents of the scene, everyone gets it, so I'm not going to go into that. On Haunted Mansion Holiday, the ceiling is covered with a tarp and projections. We know that. The other major change likely coming to the ride is at the end, a previously rumored the hitchhiking ghost who appear in guest ride vehicles will potentially be updated to the same effect of Walt Disney World version of the ride. Currently, the ghosts are projected into the Doom buggy thanks to the Pepper's Ghost effect. In short, there are real audio animatronics of the ghost moving on the other side of the mirror, and well-placed lights make the reflections appear. The same effect is used on the mansion's ballroom.
Yeah.
Okay, first I have a question.
Okay.
I'm not going to go on a rant yet.
Why not?
Well, I'm going to, but
okay.
I thought it was supposed to open August 17th of this year.
Yeah, it is. The fall.
No.
I know you said 2025 though, Udi.
No, hold on. Let me read.
Oh, no, he's saying the original version won't come back till
2025.
Yeah, when they open it up this summer, it's going to be the holiday version.
Holiday version.
In August?
Yeah, well, the Oogie Boogie Bash starts in August.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, because they didn't want.
I know, Jess.
They didn't want to go through a month of taking the theme out,
right,
and then putting it back in.
Yes. So we're gonna get the Jack Skellington overlay for now, but then when it comes back in 2025, the hanging corpse may be removed.
Go ahead, guys.
That's dumb.
Yeah.
I mean,
why is it dumb, Jacob? Come on.
It's stupid. It's just. I mean, it's been there for 60+ years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Why now?
Yeah.
Why is it stupid? It's stupid. God, I'm at work. I can't now. I gotta close my office door.
Uh-oh.
Okay. It is stupid because it's the whole flipping point of the gosh darn ride is because you are trying to get out. The man kills himself. Like, that's the whole point of the Haunted Mansion.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is.
That is your plot layout. That's Master Gracie. He kills himself. What are they going to go do now? Are they going to go redo these 2 movies that they just did or that they have done? Because he hangs himself in those too.
Yep, can't have it. No. I mean,
no.
No, this is the problem with modern, the modern thought process, and I air quote the modern because it drives me crazy. You can't offend anybody or risk offending anybody. Yes, suicide is horrible. Nobody is going to be like, woohoo, that is not the point. The point is, it is a tragedy. That is the point. It's like, oh my God, what happened? This guy did that. Why did he do that? It isn't an insensitive thing to do. Sadly, I think we've all probably dealt with actual suicide in our life for real.
Yeah.
And I don't go in there and go like, oh, my feeling. No, because like Jess said, it's a story. It's tapping into more. And that's the problem with quote unquote modern stuff, because you destroy stories because you can't tell it the way it is.
That's a problem with
It's
woke
just
stuff.
exactly, and it's. I mean, you can even. I'm sorry, I don't know who I cut off, but I'm sorry.
Yep.
I mean, okay, are we gonna start offended that the evil queen gives Snow White a poisonous apple and literally tries to fucking literally
Cover your ears,
tries to
Becky.
kill her? Sorry. Like, you know what I mean? Like, are we going to take that away now too?
So that's the problem with the modern audience is you can't have anything negative because it might remind somebody of something negative in their life. So that's why we get the type of storytelling we get, where now you don't have any character arc. The only character arc every story has is it's just a woman that just needs to realize how great she always was. And that's her only character arc, is she just never really lived up to her potential. And that's it. There's no, because they can't have anything negative to overcome, because you might trigger somebody's trauma, because everybody's had something negative in their life.
Yeah, and I think it is just taking something way too seriously. Like, I never was a child and looked in there and thought like, oh my gosh, suicide, or anything even that deep.
No.
And I mean, it's a haunted mansion. You're scared. You're trying to get out.
It's scary.
Yeah, that's kind of the point of it. And you can't just turn your eyes away from something that's uncomfortable to you.
Right.
Well, and I go back to it. The reason why I didn't go on as a little kid, because, the witches in my family, like, you don't deal with that. Like,
Sure.
You don't and
Yeah.
But as an adult, this is where you learn how to deal with these things.
Not to mention, I think that it's one of the greatest like storytelling experiences at the park.
Absolutely.
Jess has a question or a statement.
Yeah, I do. I just raising my hand would work. I don't know, because I'm going to keep going. Are we going to now, because it doesn't promote suicide. That's not the word that we use, but like, okay, it shows suicide. All right. Are we going to now take away or redo the audio where he says that there are 999 happy haunts, but there's room for 1,000? Any volunteers? We're asking somebody if they want to die. Are we going to take that out now too?
You have to, because I feel offended.
Every time I'm triggered.
I'm very offended.
Well, and it's a rabbit hole. Once you do one thing, you kind of like have to start doing
Yeah, because then again, you remove the arc. You remove the arc 100%. So how do you tell a story?
Right.
It's disjointed and it doesn't make any sense. Hello, TBA. That's where you're having TBA.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
It doesn't make any sense.
It does not make any sense. No. Well, we shall see how it turns out. I mean, they've been saying this for a while, but I don't know that they're actually going to pull the trigger on this one.
I hope not. I really
They better
hope
not.
Another thing is, if somebody's offended by something, like you mentioned, your family didn't want to mess with stuff like that. Well, can't you go to the park and just refrain from doing that?
Don't go. And if you don't like it, find your way out. There's an exit. Go out the exit. It's pretty quick.
Well, the thing is, there's also something for everybody at the.
How many times have we said that? How many times have we said that? If you don't like something, don't tear it down. Just omit it from your trip.
Yeah, there's so many things you could be doing there.
Absolutely.
I mean, in fact, you don't even have to ride any attractions to have a decent time at the park. Wouldn't you say that's true?
Oh yeah, no, I've had a day where I was there by myself, and a lot of it I even spent just doing in the what's that animation studio where you can draw on it.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of my day doing that because I just wanted to try to see how many characters I can get done.
Oh, awesome.
It's funny every time I see anything on social media, like for example, I'll use Star Wars because that there's a lot of complaint about Star Wars online.
The acolyte right now.
And every single time there will be comment after comment. Oh, if you don't like it, don't watch it. If you don't like it, don't watch it. So that applies to us apparently, but not to everybody.
Oh, good
apparently.
point. Yeah, good point. Absolutely. Okay, well, let's move on from Haunted Mansion.
Okay, now this one's going to be shocking to everybody. All right, Disneyland sells out of Oogie Boogie Bash tickets in 11 days.
No way.
Yeah,
I still, yeah.
I can't believe that.
What are those things now?
I can't believe
They go from
189.
up to 189.
Up to 189. Okay, the fever pitch surrounding past ticket launches cools considerably for a wildly popular Halloween event. Disneyland annual pass holders snapped up pre-sale tickets quickly to attend Oogie Boogie Bash, while the remaining sales moved a lot slower. There you go. Why do you think that is? Because don't ALPs get a discount on that?
We don't get a discount. We get we got our first crack at them, like before the general public. When I say we, I'm talking about Jess and I.
Yeah, because you're the only two pass holders sitting here.
I'm fist bumping you, Jess. You can't see it, but I am.
I gotcha.
All
I gotcha.
Gotcha.
The only two pass holes sitting on the table. Okay.
Speak for yourself.
Disney sold out. Okay, so tickets. Disney sold out Oogie Boogie Bash 2024 tickets at 7:30 a.m. on Saturday, July 6th, after 3 separate on-sale events for annual pass holders and the general public, according to Disneyland website. This year's 11-day sellout was considerably slower than the 12 hours it took last year when the tickets launched. There's the caveat to the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
Took place in the single nightmare. Okay, in 2022, tickets sold out in less than a week. This year, wait times are non-existent after initial rush of online buyers slowed down following the general public sales launch. Sunday and Thursday night tickets went first, with the Tuesday night dates the last to go. Tickets for Oogie Boogie Bash in 2024 cost $134 to $189, depending on the date.
189 is a big stretch for that. That's
Yeah. I mean, now you're paying just as much as a full day or more.
or more. Yeah.
And
You're paying more than a full day at the park.
Have you guys been? Go ahead, Marcus.
I was going to say on top of paying for a full day at the park. So.
Well, you don't have to have a park ticket to go to this.
Oh, you don't?
No, you can go because I think they let you mix in around 3 or 4 in the afternoon, and then at 7 they kick everyone who doesn't have a wristband out. Yeah.
it's like pretty much 6 hours, you would say?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I think it goes from 3 to midnight or so. I think the party goes from 7 to midnight, but you can come in earlier. Have you guys all done this before?
No, I always wanted to, but the price, I think, is a deterrent for me, especially thinking about taking your kids and having to pay for a family. There's so many fun things that they do during Halloween time in general at the park. Why would I just not go get a hopper pass or a 3-day pass, 2-day pass, and experience that?
True.
Yeah, last time I did this was back in 2010 when it was Mickey's Not So Scary.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it was
Yeah,
way
that's
cheaper
the last
than
time I
that.
did it.
Yeah. Like I said, we did it last year in Florida just because we were there and something we wanted to look forward to, but it wasn't that much money. And then we did it. I did it 2 years prior with Wendy, and I've done it a few times with the girls, not many, but probably 2 times with the girls. And I don't think we need to ever do it again. It's just not worth it. If they were really into like the dressing up and stuff, they might, but they're not into that at all. So I don't know. I don't know what to say about this. I guess people seem to like it. I mean, they sold out in 11 days.
Yeah, but the point is that it didn't sell out quickly.
Quickly.
It's actually slow.
Yeah. Okay.
And again, these are the moments where Disney needs to look at it and go like, are we doing the right thing?
Well, how do you think they could change it? You mean by lowering the price?
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Okay. Next item.
Okay.
Brilliant move on Disney's.
Fun one. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Disneyland to close Space Mountain during busy summer season.
What?
Yeah. The indoor coaster will undergo a month-long refurbishment beginning August 5th. I don't even want to finish reading this. Disneyland plans to close Space Mountain during the middle of the busy summer vacation season to overhaul the 1977 indoor roller coaster that takes riders on a high-speed journey through the dark with many twists, turns, and dips. Space Mountain will undergo a seasonal refurbishment beginning August 5th and remain temporarily unavailable for about a month, according to Disneyland officials. Disneyland cast members will work on lighting in the Lift Hill Tunnel and throughout Space Mountain, as well as the attraction exploring, according to Disneyland officials. Currently closed, and this is what adds to the whole thing, Haunted Mansion, Tiana's Bayou Adventure, TVA, The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, Davy Crockett Explorer Canoes, Hungry Bear, The Path to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, and Critter Country.
Yeah.
So let's just, we'll throw another one on. We're short. We're trying to go for the baker's dozen apparently, and they didn't even get there.
And what day does D23 start?
They are August 10th.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
August 10th through 12th, I think.
High logic and reason being applied.
Or 9th through 12th, I think, maybe. Yeah.
Udi,
Yeah.
come on. You know that it makes perfect sense.
I know.
Our park is no longer our park. They only care about their money, and guess what? People are still going to go even with all of this stuff closed. So it doesn't harm them at all.
I don't understand how Space Mountain is offensive.
It is very offensive. I was trying to come up. Space Mountain's very offensive.
Yes.
Well, okay. So these are the things that keep on happening to the park, and I keep on going off on these because this is the stuff that's stupid.
Oh, they're going to call it Tiana Space Mountain, right?
Oh, that's in the overlay.
Oh, yes. Okay, good.
The overlay.
It's like, instead of the moon out there, it's going to be some floating like beignet.
And it's going to be Mama Ode floating around.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, okay. Tiana Space Adventure.
There you go.
Lord have mercy.
No, but okay, you hear the refurbishment, right?
Yeah.
So either this is a cover or they're done. You pick which one you want to do. They're both bad, right? So lighting and flooring.
Mm-hmm.
You can't wait, or
Yeah,
you can't
those
do it
seem
before.
like easy things.
And these are the moments where you look at Disney and go like, "What are you doing?" I guess there's a part of me that refuses to believe that they don't think. But I feel like now the track record has been such that I can think no other way.
Adding salt to the wound here is the Disneyland Railroad's going to go offline, I think, in August for 3 months.
No,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So when I'm there in September and when Jess is there in September, it's not going to be going.
That sucks.
Because I think they're going to try to redo different sections of the track, and it just another thing that bothers me.
So it's going to be a whole new park next year. Everything will be.
Oh yeah, hopefully, right?
Well,
Yeah.
You guys are going to love it.
Well, the thing is, I think Disney just was worried about the Scrim union.
Oh yeah.
So they're like, hey, we need to get the Scrim guys some work. So now they're going to get colorful and exciting with the Scrim and just figure out how many different colors of Scrim we can put.
Absolutely, yeah.
So now the park becomes Scrimland versus a Disneyland.
Dude, right. If your job was just to put up those construction walls, you would never have like a day off.
Yeah.
Not in Disneyland.
Not at Disneyland. This is bad timing on Disney's part. I mean, it's a theme park. We want it to run. We want everything to be up and running. But the timing of this is just poor planning. It just boggles my mind that it was closed for over a year, and this kind of crap couldn't have been done during that time, right?
COVID. 4
years on now, we're still dealing with this.
Yeah.
And where were they working on it before? They could have been working on it before. I said it a million times.
Yeah.
All of the things could have been worked on.
Well, why wouldn't you even work on that in January? I mean, you have D23 coming up.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty offensive when people have paid so much for a ticket.
Yeah.
And you're going to get there and 3-4 days before Space Mountain goes offline when you already have so many things closed.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Jacob.
I was just
Oh, what day does it say it goes down?
August 5th.
Okay, let's move on to the next topic. I'm already
And
worked up.
that's not even to mention it's still middle of summer.
Yeah.
The middle
You
of
still have
summer.
people visiting for that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if you ask any kid or anyone, hey, we're gonna go to Disneyland this summer. Cool. What are you gonna look forward to riding? I mean, chances are Space Mountain's on the list, right?
Yep.
I mean, Pirates, Matterhorn, Big Thunder, Space Mountain.
Or like Splash Mountain was,
Sure. Oh no.
and it's still not up.
I
No.
got people at work that are already talking about, oh, I'm going to see Disneyland because they know I'm a Disneyland guy at work.
Yeah.
So they're all talking about that they're going to be going. And I'm like, well, I'm sorry to inform you, there's a lot of stuff that you're not going to get to do because, like, one guy's got his 7-year-old granddaughter that they're taking, and she's not going to get to see a lot of these things like Haunted Mansion or Space Mountain now. So it sucks to be the guy that has to tell them this, too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. For sure. Great. Next, how much? One more on
We
here?
got a couple more. Okay.
Okay.
Disneyland signals plan to celebrate 70th anniversary in a big way.
Okay.
Disneyland appeared.
That was Marcus.
Sorry. That's my Tourette's.
It's a Tourette's. Marcus, when are you planning on going back to the parks?
We're thinking probably March. I would have liked to have gone this year, but my stupid kid is dragging me to Texas for a wedding. So
Oh, stupid
his
kid.
wedding,
Yeah.
You say March?
yeah, that's what we're thinking.
Let me keep in touch because I'm trying to get him to go in March.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely.
All right, cool.
Okay, Disneyland appears to be gearing up for the 7th anniversary celebration in 2025 to rival the year-long parties of the 50th and 60th anniversaries. They brought new or returning parades, fireworks shows, and nighttime spectaculars, along with themed decor, food, and merchandise. Disneyland cast members will launch 7th anniversary preparations with a Road to the 70th backstage party on July 17th. The Anaheim theme park's 69th birthday. When will the 7th anniversary celebration officially start? How long will it last? What's the theme? Disneyland officials have not yet released details of the 7th anniversary celebration, but the early cast member kickoff suggests the 70th anniversary will be a big party on par with the 50th and 60th anniversary celebrations that each stretch for more than a year. Disneyland's 7th anniversary might feel a lot like Disney's 100th anniversary when the park celebrated the company's centennial in 2023. A 7th anniversary is known as the Platinum Anniversary, the same metallic color theme that dominated Disney 100. I hated that theming in 2023. It was awful. But
So here's the difference: is for the 50th especially, and even still a little bit for the 60th, there was still a little bit of respect for the Disney company and for Walt Disney.
correct.
Now it is. When I say Disney, I'm usually using finger quotes because they absolutely seem to hate Walt Disney now and everything that's come before. So anytime they do any kind of a celebration or an anniversary, it always just feels so insincere. It's just lip service. And last year was a perfect example of that. It was just so painful to see anything where they were, the 100th anniversary where they celebrated the 100th anniversary with one of the worst movies they've ever made, by the way.
What was that?
Wish.
Very memorable.
Yeah, they didn't do right by the employees or the company. Because there are some people that had been with the Disney company for a long, long time, and they could have absolutely celebrated them with the parades and things like that, right?
No, they fired a bunch of them.
Right.
Yep.
That's how they celebrate.
Well, and what they did with the 50th was amazing. That's like one of my favorite times to even look back on, like everything. And I remember how, I think it was in our local newspaper, maybe they had said to send in photo clippings, and then they made those big, huge designs.
That's right,
attractions.
yeah.
Yeah, with family photos. Everything about that I thought was fantastic.
Yep.
And I would be expecting that, but I don't know.
No.
Well, I think the problem we're going to have now, moving forward for a little bit, is going to be the financial problems that Disney's going through. I mean, no matter what you want to say and whatever Disney tries to portray, anybody looking with a clear vision and two open eyes is going to look at it. The company doesn't have the money. We've been saying for a very long time that the parks have been fueling the rest of the company. it's pretty clear.
Sure.
Walt Disney World being the high money getter, with Disneyland right behind it being the second one, not close behind it, but the second main injector of funds into the company.
Mm-hmm.
They've been pilfering that off. Clearly, they've been. I mean, you can't throw out $400 million stinker after stinker after stinker and not make any money and lose hundreds of millions of dollars and not have a repercussion somewhere. We live in the real world where that's going to happen. You can only cover it for so long, and I think these are all these little things are the indicators of that.
Mm-hmm.
So this coming up, it's going to be great because they have to portray it as such. I think you're right, Marcus, too, that unfortunately culture in Disney right now, they're trying to do whatever they can to minimize Walt or straight out remove him for whatever reason, whatever asinine reason they want to come up with. The cause du jour of the minute. But that's the problem with this. So 70th, I'm like, you guys can't come out with something good because you literally don't have it in you. Whether it be monetarily or mentally, you don't have it in you. That being said, though, I still have hope that come 75, I think we're going to be in a different boat, in a better place.
So that's July. Are they talking about July 17th? Is when? So is this the 69th year, or is it going to be the 70th year?
This is
Coming up is the 70th year.
well. This you're talking about this week.
Yeah.
Is 69.
Yeah.
But they're starting to kick off, which to me it sounds like they're starting to kick off of maybe get their employees excited, and now they're going to announce what's going to happen.
So this time next year they'll be doing the 70th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My guess would be they'll start it like January or May.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, cool.
They kind of did that for the 60th, I thought, too. They kind of like started a little bit of the year before for the 60th.
And start
Yeah.
amping it. Yep.
Yeah.
But just to show how much the company has changed, the artist Shag.
Yeah, oh, yes.
I don't know if you follow him at all. Or
Yeah.
I've been a fan of him since like the early 90s. But he did a lot of the artwork for all of the merchandise for the 50th.
Mm-hmm.
And because he has that like retro kind of style.
Yes. Yeah.
And he submitted a lot of artwork last year. I think it was last year for the I want to say it was the Haunted Mansion's anniversary, and it was rejected by Disney as problematic. And if you know anything about the artist Shag, he is not someone that would be submitting anything that is actually problematic.
Yeah.
But that just shows how much their mindset has changed.
Jeez. I'd like to get that guy on the show. I reached out to him and McBiff. Have you seen that guy too?
Yeah.
Yeah, those two guys I'd love to have on the show. Okay.
Shag's gotten pretty. Well, he's been pretty big for a while.
He's
He's done like artwork for a lot of really big artists.
He's too big for us.
Yeah.
This is the last story?
Well, Jess, do you have any thoughts?
Nope.
You're like, I'm just going to not say anything. Got you.
Jess,
Nope. Not gonna say nothing.
Yeah.
Jess, are you going to renew your Magic Key next year?
Nope.
Oh.
You always say
Nope.
that.
I am. No, I actually stopped paying mine and just let it go. Right now. Yeah, I stopped. I'm like, I just don't even want to give them my money right now. Plus, everything's so expensive that's the least of my worries.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. On that happy note, 5 best things I ate at Din Tai Fung in downtown Disney.
Oh, that's from the Orange County Register. Yeah.
I'm just going to go straight to the list. Chicken Xiaolongbao. I'm not sure what that is.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Chocolate
A bunch of bao buns.
Yeah, chocolate mochi, braised beef noodle soup, chicken steamed dumplings, and cucumber salad. Because this is one of the new ones in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Din Tai Fung opened up last week or a week and a half ago, and the general consensus is that it's overpriced, and you can get better bao buns.
And the park.
Maybe at the Tropical Hideaway.
Yeah.
There's some. I mean, the girls kind of want to go. I think Wendy wants to go, but after they see the prices, I don't think so. I mean, I don't know about it. I got mixed feelings about it.
It looks really beautiful.
It does. I mean, shoot. I might go just to see what it is, but I don't think this is going to be on my current. It's not going to be on my playlist every time I go.
Right.
Yeah, $18 bao buns,
Right.
No, thank you.
$9 cucumber salad.
Right. I think like the fried rice and shrimp is like $19 for fried rice.
Wow.
Okay.
I got one more,
Last thing.
and this one's so close to my heart.
Yeah. Sure. Go ahead. Have fun.
Genie Plus is changing.
I'm shocked.
I don't care. It's going to Lightning Lane, whatever. It's dumb. It's all dumb. I'm not going to go into it. It's dumb. This whole system. This is busted. The whole Fast Pass, the Lightning, this whole system is busted.
Mm-hmm.
And they are now trying to patch it up, and it's still busted. When you read it, you're like, it's busted. I don't want to keep on going off on it, but it's busted.
Why is the Disneyland news as depressing as the real news?
I don't know. Yeah, the whole thing with Genie Plus, basically it's changing a lot in Disney World, but here in California, we're not anything. I think they're just dropping the Genie Plus now. It's gonna be called Lightning Lane or something. Mm-hmm. Same nonsense as before. They had such a great system prior to 2020, or when everything got shut down, right? Didn't you guys think that was working pretty good with that?
Yeah, I really liked that one. I'm forgetting the name of it.
The Max Pass?
Oh yeah, Max Pass. Yeah,
Yeah.
I loved Max Pass. Actually, my family just was at the park. My parents and brother and his kids and wife. Anyways, they were just there.
You didn't go?
No, they did invite me, but I had to work, unfortunately.
Okay.
However, my mom did buy Genie Plus for 2 of the days, and she said she didn't use it one time, other than for Photo Pass.
Oh, man.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
And didn't need to use it. The lines weren't long.
Just bring back the Max Pass for like $15-20 and then call it good.
Call it good.
Mm-hmm.
I miss Fast Pass.
Be nice.
I know, I miss Fast Pass, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we'll see how that all shapes out. Okay. Well, I guess that's all the news. And now I guess let's go to the... Oh, wait a minute. What's this? Laura's back.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Laura.
Hi.
Dropping in like a regular. Okay. I see how it is.
So we like.
Make yourself at home.
That's how we do it.
Yeah. Well, we just got done with the news, so now we're going to go over to the feature presentation, which is the show. So we're going to listen to some of our listener messages. All right. Let's go to the feature presentation.
And now for our feature presentation.
All right. So episode number 200. Here we are. It's a really, really big deal. It's probably a little more important than I was giving it credit for. Yeah. Here we are 8 years later. Episode number 200. A lot of shows that I've liked didn't even make it this far. They made it to the mid 100s or even less. So I don't know why people quit doing this for certain reasons. Life moves on, things get difficult, and they just stop doing it. But here we are. We keep chugging along. And I don't have any plans on stopping anytime soon. Do you, Udi? Okay. Unless there's news you need to break. No?
I'm quitting.
Okay. That is the news. So I think most of you guys know the history of the show. Do we all know it? We're all pretty good. We've had some new listeners come on. Do you know the history of the show, Laura?
Well, I know that I think you had kind of started thinking about doing a podcast, and you and Woody are buddies, and you guys kind of just started talking about, like, let's do a podcast, and so you started doing it, and then around episode 4 or 5, Miss Jess joined. And here we are.
Yeah.
The rest is
Episodes
history.
later.
That seems right. Okay, good. Well, thank you for wrapping it up. That's going to conclude episode number 200. Yeah, I mean, for me, though, it started long before I met Udi. I went to the park. I used to go to the park a lot in the 80s, and then I stopped. And then I went in 1992, and that was right like 2 months before Fantasmic was starting to debut. But back then, it's hard to believe you couldn't get news on anything. I mean, there was no internet in 92. What was there? If it was just coming out, but you weren't getting news at all. Not with the frequency and timing that we have today. And I really wasn't all impressed with it in 92. I stopped going for like 11 years. and then took my daughters. During that time, I got married and had 2 kids. Took my daughters in 2023 with some much hesitancy about going because I knew it's the first time I'm going with a stroller.
2013.
Oh yeah, 2000. What did I say? 2023?
Yeah.
Shoot, sorry, 2003.
Okay.
2003. It was one day after the Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh opened up. We bought a 3-day ticket, but you got a 4th day free. And the first day we got there, we got to our hotel at like 8 at night. Yeah, and actually it was raining. Whatever that was, but yeah, it actually was raining. And we weren't even going to go that night. We were just going to go for the next 3 days. But I got excited when I saw the Matterhorn after 11 years and decided to get the girls bundled up. And we went in and
There was a jazz band, yes.
there was a jazz band. Well, it's funny you say that. We got there right when the parade was going on and the fireworks were about to start. But as soon as Annika was walking, of course, Ariel was in a stroller. As soon as we got into the gates, I saw Annika just take off, and it was from then on. I just thought, okay, this park's different for me now, completely different as an adult, and seeing it through their eyes. And now we're going to go next month or 2 months, and they're still stoked about it. However long that is, 23 years later. No, 21 years later, whatever it is. Yeah. But during the course of the other previous years going, I felt like, man, I really want to talk about this. I really want, because I would drive home I drive home and went to sleep and thinking, I want to talk about this, and no one cares. No one cares about this stuff. Come to the fact that I started, I don't know what year it was, 2014, 15, eventually. I started talking about to myself, I want to do a podcast. I had no idea how to even do it. I started doing research. I had started at the chalet, a sports chalet, doing part-time work, ski shop and snowboard shop, mountain shop, doing that kind of stuff in the winter. And they kept me on for the whole year because I was a good guy. And it took me a year or so to even talk to Udi. He was on the other side of the store, but I knew of Udi. I knew of him. I knew of the legend. The legend that was Udi. Well, he had to walk by me often to dump his bike boxes, and I had to walk by him because that's where the break room was. But he and I never talked, and at all. I don't know why. I don't know why that was, but just our paths didn't cross until our mutual friend kind of linked us up. Ian Twiggy, right?
Twiggy.
Yeah. Sorry, that was him. No, that was someone else. So anyways, I knew from our conversation that he liked Disneyland. And at one point, I asked him what he was doing at some night, and he said he's going to go do a show. And I go, what kind of show are you doing? I'm doing a podcast. And I go, you doing a podcast? He goes, yeah, I'm helping out with Phil's podcast. And I go, okay, wow, what's it about? It's about movies called Bad or Bad. I go, okay, well, do you mind if I come in? He goes, you need to talk to Phil. So I went and talked to Phil. Hey, can I stop by sometime when you guys are doing your show and just take notes? And he said, sure. So a couple weeks passed, and I ended up dropping in, and I did take notes. I did bring a notepad, and I'm like, what does that do? What does this do? What does this do?
He was like a little student, like legit, like sat in the corner while we're talking around a table, and he's like just taking notes and taking notes and taking notes.
Yeah, and his format is much different because he was using video cameras then, and that's nothing I really was interested in doing. But it took me, after that, I don't know, a couple of weeks to ask Udi, the nerve to ask Udi, and believe me, I was nervous about it, to say, hey, do you ever want to do a podcast about Disneyland? He goes, sure. And I'm like, oh, well, that was easy.
It was literally that. I went, sure.
Okay. But I think then he knew that it was kind of like, okay, this is kind of sus. I don't know what he's even talking about, really. But he and I went to lunch at Chando's Tacos.
We did.
And where we actually sat down and really talked about it. He goes, well, you need to come up with some sort of format before I even get involved in this. And so I go, okay. So I came back with him a couple of days later with a format about it. And
I'm trying to remember if I'm like, no, we can't do it that way. No, I started altering it. Like,
yeah, altering it.
Yeah.
But what I knew back then about Udi was that I knew he liked to talk. And I go, well, if we don't have a topic, Udi can carry the show for me. Maybe each episode is going to be like 25 minutes or so, half an hour or something. And then maybe, we'll do 2 or 3 and see how it goes. And sure enough, we got The first show we recorded was midnight at Udi's apartment, from like 12 to 1:30 or something. And it took me 2 or 3 weeks to even get it out because I was so nervous about it, episode 1. And that's how it all started, really from there. And I didn't really have a plan. I thought maybe we'd go 4 or 5 episodes, maybe 10 at the most, and then, okay, we'll find something else to do. But it just kept growing and growing. And the more that we did it, the more I enjoyed it. The more mind opened up to what we could do. And the fact that here we are 8 years later doing it and things are getting better, people want to jump in and talk, has been nothing short of it's crazy for me. Yeah. So that's kind of how we are. And I mean, the show has helped me a lot. I mean, not only on a personal level, all of our lives have changed in 8 years. Crazy, for good or bad. But this show has kind of been that constant thing for us that we can sort of look forward to, even when things get dicey. Okay, well, at least on Sunday nights or Sunday mornings, whatever, we can kick back and talk about some nonsense and get people excited. And the whole thing about meeting new people, the guests, has always been fascinating to me. Every guest that we've had has been so cool, so welcoming, so warm, and wanting to share their knowledge with us. And who gets pissed off talking about Disneyland? Well, we do.
I was to say, I do.
No.
Yeah, I do. But anyway, so that's kind of the short history of the show. And so there's still a lot more. We started doing video stuff this year, and I wanted to keep doing more than that, more with that this year, because I have a really good time. We have our Walt Disney World correspondent, Lewis, who I like that guy a whole lot.
Smart guy.
And he's great. But I don't think we can poach him from Jason, can we? Yes, we can.
Ask Jess. I write really good writers.
Oh, yes. So that's the history of the show. Do you guys see it any differently? Do you want to see if we can get a listener in?
All right.
Or do you want to add to the history of the show?
Well, my part will just be that when you asked me, it was okay. But I mean, my history of Disneyland is similar to yours because there was a long stretch where I hadn't gone to the park. Grew up going. Family was important. It was all about family. Going with bringing anybody who visited from overseas, coming over, and we took everybody. We went multiple times a year. We were literally 45 minutes from it, and building that connection with the park was all due to family. So my connection with the park has always been something more familial. You know what I mean? It relates to family, ohana. So when you brought that up, I'm like, at that point, it was like, why not reconnect with something that I hadn't been around for a while? And I did have a learning curve because I was behind the curve with my knowledge of the current park. And so for me, it was like, sure, but I had a little moment of trepidation, like, okay, let me start tapping back into my memory of growing up and what it meant to me. And I had lost a bit of that connection, kind of like you did. So the podcast helped me bring that back, and it helped me reconnect with that. But then it also, like you, helped open up all these things. And I mean, we have a table right now. We're sitting with 3 great people, in which we would have never met, probably.
No.
Yeah.
Our paths probably would have never. But this goes on to guests. Jess, I've known forever. So she was stuck with I'm stuck with her. She's stuck with me. It's just the way that goes.
Yeah.
So regardless of podcast, we would still be talking. But and I've said it before, instantly I thought of Jess. I'm like, no, here is a person who was passionate about Walt, the park, and has grown up with Disney, but has a cast member viewpoint, and we needed to have that opinion in. And so for me, that was me trying to add to the show, but also add to the world that I wanted to have around me when we did this.
Yeah.
So that's why we went this way. And then, and now we're added back into the mix now. And that's just building upon that.
Yeah.
And that's all it is. Just keep continuing to build onto this crazy thing that I blame Mark for. Yep.
Yeah. Sure. Okay. Let me see if I can play this. I don't know if it's going to work. If not, I'm going to have to disconnect from the thing and then
do what I did.
Do what Udi did. This is from our friend Robbie Von Roll.
Aw.
Hello to all my friends at Leaving Today podcast. Robbie Von Roll here. Very remarkable what you guys are doing. 200 episodes. That's pretty dang cool, you guys. Keep up the good work, and thanks for being a fan of what we do, and thanks for being a fan of the Skyway. Again, 200 episodes, you guys. Keep up the great work, man. Robbie Von Roll. Talk to you later.
What a voice on that guy.
Wonderful.
The guy's awesome.
The guy's awesome.
He's so wonderful.
The guy is just so cool, and he have the reason why I think, I mean, other than the Skyway connection, the reason why he's so cool is because he has the passion behind it.
Yes.
The family name, the passion, and this is where we connected at. The guy's awesome.
Yeah, Robbie Von Roll is class act. I hope to be working with him soon on some stuff.
Oh yeah.
You know, keep that under the wraps for now.
Well, I
We will talk about that at the Jungle Bird, but on the show, no. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
So thank you, Robbie, for doing that.
Yeah, thank you.
We've got several more to go through, so if you guys don't mind doing this, is it all good with you guys?
Mm-hmm.
But by the way, Jacob, how did you find the show? Did have I asked you this before?
Oh, well, I mean, I found the show just from Joey, our buddy Joey.
Oh,
He
Joey.
was the one that introduced me to all of you guys.
Oh,
so,
Joey.
you know, with the, I think it was the first time was that trivia night.
Yeah.
Like one of the first ones.
Mm-hmm.
And so it just kind of, snowballed from there.
At the Brickyard?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
A little fact. That picture that we took from Christmas.
I have that in my car.
It's still in my car.
That's awesome. Yeah, see, I want a copy of that.
It's in my car. Yeah.
I have it. It's on my wall in my bedroom.
Yep.
Yeah.
Still have it.
Okay, well, let's get to the next message.
Okay.
What's up, Disneylanders? This is Gare Bear 55, aka Psycho Pouncer, coming at you live from sunny South Sacramento. Calling in today to send the LTP crew a big congratulations on 200 shows and hopefully many more. I'm not a day one listener, but I came on board a few years ago during the pandemic when Disneyland was closed and I was looking for any type of Disneyland content to fill the void in my heart. You guys got me through that dark time with your humor, camaraderie, and sharing the same frustrations and hopes that I had. Since then, you guys have become my favorite outlet for Disneyland content, and I listen to it and watch it all on podcast and YouTube. While I'm here, I want to thank Mark and Udi for their commitment to the podcast and consistently providing a great, engaging, thought-provoking, and entertaining listening experience. I also want to thank Jess for her time on the pod, and I hope she returns from time to time as a guest. I also want to welcome the new co-host Becky to the show, although if I'd known LTP was accepting applications, I would have submitted one. Just kidding, Becky is doing amazing, and I'm really enjoying her trip reports and perspective on Disneyland as a mom of young kids. Well, congratulations on 200 great shows, and here's to at least 200 more. I'll be listening and watching to all the LTP content on podcasts and YouTube. Thanks for being our best Disneyland friends that we haven't met yet.
That was really good.
Gare Bear, killing me with that. I'll just say this, dude. I didn't know you were in South Sacramento. You are welcome over anytime.
Yeah, but he's so close.
He's so close. Yeah.
He kind of made me tear up a little bit.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
Oh man,
I hate that.
No,
I hate tearing up.
No, I hate not being able to talk. Oh, thank you, man. That is greatly appreciated. Yeah, it's why we do it. This is why we keep on going.
No, I mean, it means a lot that people take time just to record audio, but when they say things like that, the heartfelt things, this brings up another thing that I'm not most angry, but part of the saddest time is when we were sitting around listening to this during the time when Dan had cancer. Mm-hmm. And I was just tearing up.
Yeah. There have been many times on the show where I've gotten emotional about a few different things, but those are the ones that always hit the hardest. That kind of thing, because like I said before, we talk about this, and we wanted people to take it like what we meant, how we wanted it. We wanted to be open for everybody and have a place where we're all friends and talking. But I never anticipated the fact that people like Dan and like Garrett, they and even like Jacob, that we were filling a gap. In my mind, when we were were going through that slog of pandemic, never in my mind did I think this is what we were doing for other people. We were doing it mostly to try to keep the show going because we enjoyed it. But I guess this was my short-sightedness about what we were doing. And so when we hear these kind of things, it like hits me in a way that I'm not ready for because I don't think about it that way. I just think about it's us hanging out, and it's my underestimating, I guess, what we're trying to do at times. So thank you, Gare Bear. And then Dan, too. I mean, I remember when Dan sent me that, and that one, like, I had to take a moment to breathe because I was about to start crying because I didn't. It hit me in a way that I wasn't ready for.
Right.
Well, it's crazy, who ever thought that people would enjoy listening to Udi and I scream at each other?
Yeah.
Like, it's just, it's wild that,
yeah.
that, you always, you just think, there's people listening, but you really don't think about, like, who, could be listening and what the, people are going through in their, everyday lives, and that in one way or another we're some form of an escape, just like it is for the park. When you go, you're escaping reality, so it's wild.
It is wild. Okay, well, we have some more to get through, so let's do it. It's always fun.
Okay, well, I don't want to cry, so can we not?
Well, it's okay.
LTP Podcast, congratulations on 200 episodes. I started listening to you guys back around the summer of 2018, and I still listen to you today because you tell the truth. It's really interesting, and it's always entertaining. Thank you so much, and I hope you do 200 more. Take care.
That was Tar alum. Tar alum. Tar alum.
Yeah.
I started Tar Helium or something, right? Yeah, thank you, man.
Tar Heel.
Thank you so much.
Tar Heel alum. Yeah, that's his name's Danny, and Danny, I've never known your name until now. Yeah. So, dude,
2018. That's crazy.
That's longer than me, right?
Wait, he's been listening to the show longer than you.
He has.
Mark wasn't paying attention.
Yeah. No, I wasn't paying attention the first 2 years.
He hit record and then walked away from it. Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
Well, no, and I appreciate that, Danny, that we do, and we try to keep everything as real as possible.
As real as possible, yes. Okay. We got a few more. Some favorites coming up.
Okay.
What's up, LTP crew? It's Fernando. I'm on my way home from work, which is fitting because that is where this podcast started for me. Just listening to and from work, you guys provided that Disney magic on the way in. Work is not magical, not even a little bit. It does pay the bills, but there is no magic involved in the process. So you guys have, gotten me through tons of commutes. I'm a little angry at having a commute now when I didn't have one, but it's okay. I'm just being a baby that they're not letting me work from home as much. And I get it. First world problems, right? But thank you for everything, for providing an outlet, providing a voice to, the frustrated Disney lover. As much as we love the parks, it can be a kind of love-hate relationship at times, especially with how much money it costs. But hey, it's a topic for another time. Right now, we're going to just celebrate you guys and the commitment, the hard work, the energy to go through 200 episodes and still sound fresh, still sound like you are excited to be talking about this stuff. That's no small thing. I get bored talking to my kids, and I see them all the time, and we have not even talked 200 times. So I don't know how you guys do it, but keep doing it, please, because it makes the world a better place. It makes my drive better. It gives me that Disney magic feeling. It's a good place to sometimes just share about frustrations or vent. Sometimes I can project my frustrations into the conversation. I just feel like a bunch of friends are having a conversation about something that they love, and even if we're not having the conversation in real time, I feel like I'm able to get out some of those things that I'm thinking, or some of that frustration that I'm feeling to the park. And it's not all bad. It's mostly good. Just the vibe that you guys bring, and talking about something that is so magical to a lot of people, and that I am privileged enough to, be able to go to and have a pass and do all these things. you know, you don't get to go all the time. So sometimes just talking about it, hearing about it, that kind of conversation like brings back that feeling. And I'm super thankful for that, because as a working adult, like we need it. We lose that sometimes. So thank you for all that. Thank you for just continuing to put out, not put out. I guess you guys probably do. I don't know. But I meant put out like podcast after podcast. It's without fail, it's going to be there. Something to look forward to. And it's something that's just gotten better with age. So cheers to 200 more, as cliche as that sounds. Mark, I'm a little sad, disappointed in myself that I didn't get to hang out with you. My dumbass decided to go back to school and finish my master's super late in life. So I don't want to say super late, because that means that I'm almost dead, but you know what I mean. Later than I should have. I was not making the best decisions when I was younger. And I did not make good decisions that week either, because I had to finish an assignment that was due earlier that week. The day that you were at Disney was actually the last possible day that I could turn it in for any credit. And I also waited until the last possible minute to leave the park and just, drive home and do it. I gave myself I think an hour and a half by the time I got home to finish my paper. Actually, to start and finish. And I'm really disappointed, because I love alcohol. I love the show. I would have loved the opportunity to hang out, have a couple beers, and I messed that up. So next time you're at the park, if we link up, first 2 rounds are on me, because I gotta make up for it. There's a LTP royalty in the park, and I just power walked my way out of Disney that day. So for sure, gonna make up for it. Gonna have a blast when we see you. Be able to talk about some of the stuff in real time, which is gonna be fun. Jess and Eddie, just keep them in check, but keep doing what you guys do. Offering your perspectives, just being unfiltered, being yourselves, arguing. Sometimes agreeing. Sometimes you guys agree. But it's just great, because it feels like a conversation. It feels like these people love the parts, that they understand what I'm going through. You provide the magic. You provide the outlet for the frustration. I'll provide the alcohol when you're out here. So, again, cheers to 200 more. Congratulations. Please don't stop. And I'll see you guys soon. See you in the parks.
Fernando. Oh, man.
Fernando.
Love it.
No, Fernando never disappoints. The
No, never.
No.
Honestly, I had the ability to see, and I know you haven't. I hung out with Fernando and his family.
Yeah.
And they're great. They're great. I had one of the best stories is when I had when his daughter was trying to pilfer off and trade for the Millennium Falcon jobs with Joey.
Yeah.
It was one of the greatest times ever. I'm laughing. I'm like, oh, she's working it. It was great. But no, Fernando, thank you, man. I appreciate that you've been around for so long. You've contributed a lot. You've been on the show a couple times, and every time that you come on, you crack me up.
Yeah.
You absolutely crack me up. You have a perspective that's a little bit different, which is great. And the fact that you're just so frank and honest, and so I think maybe that's why we've connected as well as we have, because we're all basically different shades of the same color.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Fernando's referring to he and I just we crossed paths the last time I was there. We were at the park at the same time, and he had to leave early because to do his paper, and so we couldn't meet up or anything like that. So that's really what that was about. So, but I guess next time we're having drinks. Okay,
yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, thank you, Fernando, for doing that. And you've been a long-time listener and supporter of the show, and we definitely appreciate it. And it took me like 2 years to figure out you don't actually live in San Diego. I thought he did. Just because he's always wearing Padre gear. It's like, no, I don't. But, dude, love you. And
we appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Okay, let's do another one. You doing okay, Laura?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Were you doing some dishes or something earlier?
Yeah, I have 2 new puppies, and I was cleaning up puppy poop because we just got home from church, so I had to go around and clean up the mess that occurred.
Oh my
My
goodness.
Lord.
When while we were gone, and then
Okay.
yeah, it was lunchtime. I was doing dishes. I was just doing all my chores. So,
Okay, I was wondering what all that ruckus
Kenny.
was.
Yeah.
so those are the two puppies, and
So cute.
yeah, it was nice hearing from Fernando. He's a OG.
He's an OG.
He is an OG.
Let's go to another OG though. Let's see if I got the right one.
Hey, LTP. I didn't want to miss the opportunity to say hi and congratulations for these I'd say over 200 episodes. I know the numbers are over 200, but it's nice to have this milestone of 200 episodes. It's it's hard to say. It's easy to say 200, and it's easy to say let's say what is it, like 7 or 8 years you've been doing this, but thinking about it, I remember I found this podcast looking into Disneyland podcast to get ready for my Disneyland trip, which was going to be my first trip with my baby daughter, who was 2 years old. And now that baby daughter is about to turn 10 years old this October. And this is the way I've been figuring out or realizing how much we've been growing up together and as a family, seeing my daughters. When I remember one of the episodes was sending audios from your children, and she was talking. She was barely learning English. Now on our last year trip, she already knows way more English. She was able to enjoy the park better with the English she has, and she remembers. She has really nice thoughts and remembers that episode really well. We played it. We play it often to listen to it. Now on our second trip, we have our second daughter, and all these years. We've been growing as a family, and we've been seeing the evolution of the parks. The parks are way more different than they were 8 years ago. And thinking about it, we've been part of history of the parks, and knowing all these stuff and the opinions and point of views of you guys and of many of the listeners as well. It's nice to have this family to be part of history. I hope we keep being part of this history for years and years to come. So congratulations, Mark, congratulations, Huri, congratulations, Jess, and congratulations, Becky. Becky, you've been adding to the team, to the family, and your point of views and your opinions have been really nice to enjoy. You're listening to you during these recent episodes. So I'm really glad you've become a regular now. Well, that's all I have to say. Congratulations again, and here's to many more episodes to come. See you in the parks.
Awesome, Jose.
That's another OG.
I love Jose.
Yeah.
Yep.
I do have distinct memories of listening to the episode of him, his audio.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just puts it in. And now his daughter's 10 years old.
I know.
Yeah, we've kind of grown up together, and
No, I keep on getting just, sideswiped about how long we've been doing it. I can't. It's become such a thing that you lose track of it. You just keep on going because it's not a chore. It's not. It's literally something we enjoy doing, and it's not. I don't know. It just doesn't seem like, oh man, I need to go record again.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have that.
No, it hasn't been that way. I mean, there's been times like, crap, we have to get this thing done.
Well, there have been moments where you've been under the gun because we are not, like, we don't feel prepared. There have been episodes that we have literally shotgunned out of the back pocket. We're like, what are we going to do? We're sitting around a table. But, you know, at the other side of it, not to sound like, look, but, I mean, I think that kind of just is a testament to the fact that we have knowledge and we are able to speak on these things. I mean, all of us. Yeah. Jess, you know it. How many times we sit around your coffee table going like, well, what are we going to talk about? I don't know. What are we going to talk about? And we come up with it right there, and we put out an episode, and I mean, it's been like pizza. So
It always works out, though.
Yeah, it does.
It's always entertaining, and so it always works out.
Thank you. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Laura, for that.
Yeah, because I don't think, it's crazy. We don't talk about that, but there are literally times where like, what are we going to talk about? We need to find something to go.
Yeah.
So, Laura, you actually do find this show to be entertaining?
Oh, yeah. And, you know, one of my favorite things is how long the episodes are, because I like the fact that I know when I'm getting into it, I've got like a nice long time to listen to it. The shorter podcast episodes are like 30 minutes. It's always over too soon for me, you know, other people. So I appreciate knowing I'm in for a nice long ride. I mean, I usually listen to you guys in the car. I've got a 45-minute to an hour commute from one side of the island to the other to go to work, but it's nice knowing that I'm going to have you guys for my entire drive.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That means a lot.
I like that when I'm driving if I'm driving to San Jose or something, I'm like, oh, I don't have to make a playlist. Just one episode. Click play and I'm good.
Yes.
Well, you know, going back to when we were talking about the format, Mark, we did talk about runtime. And I remember Mark going, do you want to keep it at half an hour? What do you keep an hour? And I distinctly remember saying, no, we just talk.
Right.
We'll just talk and we'll figure out where we end up. And then we'll go from there.
Yeah.
And it has morphed into an hour and a half, 2 hours. I mean, there are moments in time, like what was a couple episodes ago, we had to break it up because we were literally going to be a 3.5 hour run.
Yeah.
And we're like, well, we got to break that up because even that for us is like, that's a bit much.
That's a bit much.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I'm glad, and I'm glad that the format is stuck because and honestly, we hear that often. It's like, no, we don't mind the long format.
Right.
The long format actually, I think it lets us actually develop a conversation and talk about things.
Sure.
Because having a hard stop, even with our interviews, and that's the other great. I mean, I don't think we've ever had an interview when we've had one hard stop, maybe one ever. Usually it's always like, well, we got about an hour or a half an hour, and we always wind up extending it. We always wind up like, it's like an hour and then an hour and a half, and most of the people that we talk to are like, I didn't expect to be that long, and then there you go. So yeah, I'm glad you guys like that. I'm really happy, and it seems to be working. Well, 8 years later, it's still working.
I'm about 6 or 7 hours like at work where I have the time to listen to you guys, and so if you don't want to do a show for that long, I'm totally okay with that.
No, at that point we'd be like, okay, now we're gonna do a break. In the intermission, we'll have Mark play like music, and then we'll go through.
Yeah, we should do that.
Water. I need a bathroom break. I need food.
Yeah.
Like an energy drink and some coffee, and then we'll go.
Well, how many times do you have someone over for coffee or cocktails or whatever? I mean, and have them stick around for a half hour or an hour.
Yeah,
if you're sitting and talking with friends, it's going to be a couple of hours. So that's the format of the show.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
But anyway, I think that was it.
Okay.
But I do want to read a message from Terrence Green. The one I sent you guys the other day.
Okay, it's a great message. Yeah.
And he's going to be on the show to get through. All right. So, this is from Terrence Green. He said, so I've been kind of a fanboy for a while now, but I'd like to tell you why I love your show so much. And I didn't write this, guys. I'm just telling you. For about 153 episodes, I was co-host on the Ears Up podcast. By that point, I couldn't do it anymore. The negativity on the show left me hating way too many aspects of the park. In short, we were negative because it was good radio. I didn't listen to anything Disneyland for about a year. I then stumbled on you guys and fell in love. You guys are real, which is from a critical mind and not a critical heart. I appreciate that about the show. You've made me think and made me love the parks again. So happy 200th from a person that has restored hope in Disneyland podcasts. Terrence Green.
Thank you, Terrence.
So super nice, Terrence. And we talked after that, and he is going to come on the show sometime in August. And he's going to talk about we're going to get to know him and maybe add him to the, repertoire of listeners that call in and stuff like that.
Yeah. That's cool.
But yeah, and what you said, Becky, because I sent it to you, he did say something, and you pointed out that he says we come from a critical mind, but not a critical heart. Mm-hmm. That's super important, and I'm glad I'm glad he picked up on that because we've been forthright about that. Like, we are very critical, but ultimately we want Disneyland to be successful, and we want it to be a great place where people can just come and enjoy it and not leave with any negative. Just leave your baggage behind, check it out at the front gate, and just enjoy your day. And that's really what we want. We're not there yet, but we're still fighting for that, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we're not trying to be negative just to spike listening things. I mean, that doesn't seem to help it either. Anyway, no. But we want to be real, and I think people do appreciate that. They don't want to hear like everything's great. They want to know the facts. They want to know the truth. You want your friends to tell you this is really what's going on, not like, oh yeah.
Yeah, and just be honest. Like, for example, when we see the price of the Halloween tickets, we're not going to sit and say, that sounds great, can't wait to take the family, when none of us are going to spend that kind of money to do it.
Right.
So that's where I thank you so much for everyone who phoned in and took the time to write and send an audio file. That means a lot to me. I mean, I know it means a lot to the LTP family. Yeah. All right. So what else in 2000? So what else for the 200th episode? Okay.
That's crazy.
Well, I mean, I want to thank everyone that's here. Marcus, for coming in. I mean, you've been a great friend coming over here. It means a lot to me that you live just north of us for an hour and a half or so, right? An hour. And that you're always welcome to come over. Whenever you want to talk, you message me, hey, I want to come on, I have something to say. Absolutely. Just as long as you stop by Slice and bring us something in the way. No, you don't need to bring that with you. But it means a lot to me that you're here. And I'm glad we're friends.
I can't thank you guys enough especially for including me for this episode, because this is really special. I mean, it's been great to be on the show. I've really come to be good friends with you guys, and I've always loved the show. I love the format of it, and I mean, to anyone that hasn't met these people, what you're hearing on the podcast is exactly what they are. They don't change it up for entertainment purposes. Udi really is Udi. This is exactly what it is. And so to be included, congratulations on 200 episodes. That's fantastic. That's really you guys have really put a lot of work into it, and it shows. And yeah, I think people love the show because of that, because of the format of just, it is people sitting around a table having a conversation, and you're genuine people, and it comes across. Jess, we all love you and miss not having you on the show. Becky, you have been a great addition, and it's always good to have a woman's perspective.
For sure.
Yeah, because these guys, it was a sausage party for a while there. But yeah, thank you so much for including us in this episode. It's been fantastic, and we look forward to many, many more episodes.
Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, thank you, man.
That means a lot.
Yeah, I like how everyone says, yeah, just keep doing more and more. Dude, it's taken us 8 years to get to 200.
Yeah.
But no, we will be doing more. I mean, of course, we have no plans on leaving the show, so it's always something fun.
Well, I mean, all right, you want to say them?
Oh, I was going to say some other things.
Okay.
What are you going to say?
Well, no, I was going to go on a nice 10-minute diatribe.
Well, you can do that in a minute or so. And then I want to say, we would not be here at all if it wasn't for the people that we're talking to right now. And I want to say I'm going to go from the person who's probably done the least, but who's part of the show, would be Shannon. I want to say thank you to her. I don't know if she listens to the show anymore, but
13.
13, of course, 13. definitely enjoy. I mean, she's part of the LTP family as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, she rode shotgun for a few.
And she came in and always had a different perspective, even than Jess, because I thought her and Jess they are linked. They are linked. There's no doubt about that. But they are different, and they have different opinions. And it's funny to watch them bicker. There's something I get a lot of delight watching Jess and Shannon bicker, and Udi and Jess bicker, as you might know.
Anyone see a common denominator here?
Yeah.
Right. Yes.
So I do want to say thank you to Shannon, because she came in and she filled in for more than a few times, and she's always welcome to come back on the show. She seems to lurk her head around the Halloween time, so maybe that's coming up. She'll show up for some Haunted Mansion talk or something like that.
That's her thing. That's definitely it.
So during the summer, she's probably just, I'm not going to get out of the house. I'm just going to deal with this, stay in the air conditioning. But I want to say thank you for her, because she filled in and added some content, some valuable content to our show. And then, of course, I'm just going like reverse order here. So I'm going to say thank you to Becky for coming in, for being a longtime listener. And then when you sent us in that long email, I go, okay, this person likes to talk. She could be good. And when we had her on the show, she was very pleasant to talk to, and very genuine and honest and forthright. And I appreciate that. And so we've come to like you a lot, Becky.
Yeah.
And so thank you so much for adding what you add to the show, because it's a different perspective. A mother with kids who's traveling now, and I liked your idea about reaching out to, was it Candy Cane Inn folks? Yeah, if we can talk to any hotel people down there, that's your assignment for the next couple episodes. Is just to get, because I would love to talk to those people, the owners of these small places, and see what they have a story, right? I want to hear what they want to do. But thank you so much for that. And we definitely appreciate you on the family, and look forward to more episodes with you.
Well, thank you. I've really enjoyed it, and it's meant a lot to me just being a listener. I felt like you guys were my friends for a really long time, and going through even just myself various stages of life, and always having the podcast, and then to come on and get to talk with you guys. It's really been such a great thing in my life. So thank you.
Oh, well, good. Well, thank you. Do you actually look forward to Sundays?
I really do. I don't want to sound like I don't do anything because I have kids, because of course I have a job, I go to the gym, I have friends and stuff, but just to have that dedicated time where it can be Disney talk, and I know that it's me, my husband has the kids, and I can just kind of relax. It's been really wonderful.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. That means a lot to me. Great. So awesome. And that brings us to Jess, Miss Farfan.
Oh,
hello. We haven't talked to you for a while. No, actually, it isn't even true. We do talk. But how long has it been now? 7 years for us? 7.5? Over 7.5 years. I don't know when episode 5 was. Someone knows. I don't even know.
I don't know.
But I don't even know how to begin with you, Jess. Except thank you for everything that you've added to the show over the last 8 years. I find you to be interesting. And never dull. There's always something going on with you that you bring into the show. That whatever it is you're going through, it translates, it comes out of the show, and it's to me, I find it funny and entertaining. But no, you do mean a lot to me. Even outside of the show, I do check up on you once in a while. Check up isn't even like the right word. It's just, hey, reaching out to make sure you're doing okay, if you need anything, or
absolutely.
You're just that type of person towards me, for me, and it's like I was trying to think of that time. The last time, remember that time when you and I actually met at the park? We weren't even planning on being there, and you and I rode Star Tours together. Yes.
The one that we both get sick on.
Yes. That was a fun time.
It was. Yeah.
I was there with both my daughters, and an exchange student was with us. It was the 4 of us, and you were there with your friend, and Lori.
I think it was I with Laura? I think I was.
Oh yeah, I don't know where she went, but she was there, and then everyone wanted to go on Star Tours except for us, but we're like, let's just go. And we sat next to each other going, oh my God, this sucks. This sucks. This sucks. But I also remember you holding Ariel's hand on Galaxy or on Tower of Terror.
Uh-huh.
Because she was freaking out, and you're like, okay, I got you. I got you. But no, it's I'm very glad that so yeah, Jess is going to be back on the show. We talked about that at the beginning of this, and this makes me happy. The show was a little different. It was like, as Marcus said, it was like a Sasha's party, Sasha's fest, whatever it was. Yeah, I guess we should have had Fernando over. He would have partied like that. But no, it just felt a little odd without Jess, because we wouldn't be doing half of the stuff without Jess, and that's for sure. And I always enjoy your games, even though you know damn well, Jess, I'm going to lose all of them because I don't know what is track 3 on the Mulan soundtrack. Who knows? How could you not know that?
Yeah. No. The kiss of death is, come on, guys, this one's easy. Like, oh man, here we go.
If you don't know this, you should be okay. What?
Yeah. If you don't know this, I'm gonna be really disappointed. I'm like, now we're really screwed.
Yeah.
And then all the fans are like listening and saying, "It's this, it's this."
I know people getting frustrated. Yeah. I know.
And I think that's partially. I mean, for me, I know that the questions are not like super hard, but I do know that sometimes you guys aren't going to get them, and I think that's part of the fun. And I honestly think that it's more entertaining that way for our listeners, because I know they're
100%.
They're on the other end of that speaker screaming the answers at you guys. Like, how can you not know this? Like, what's wrong with you? So I think it just adds a little bit to it, like when you guys, and I mean, nobody get it wrong. Like, these boys actually do not know the answers. They're not.
No, we don't know anything.
Just to be entertained.
And you really get a sense of your guys' personalities through that as well. I think, like, your personalities come out.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. But I mean, like, I remember though when Udi first suggested we bring you on, I didn't know you, but although I know you were at the chalet, but I don't even remember her from the chalet.
It was shortly.
Yeah.
Because I was always in my corner of the world anyways. But, you know, I remember going to your apartment the very first time and thinking, okay, well, let's just see how this works out. And I know you were so nervous even to talk. So nervous to talk. And
That's surprising.
Yeah, that's surprising.
No, I invite you, go back to 5. Go back to 5 and listen to it.
And listen to me talk.
Or little. Yeah.
So yeah, we've done 4 houses later, Jess, right?
I was gonna say, how many apartments? 1, 2, 3,
4.
4, and if you count this one, we call it 5.
Wow.
Yeah, but no, I mean, it's always a great time with Jess. There are times you probably didn't know this, but we would record in the morning, and we would have pancakes and mimosas before we even recorded. And those are some very, very fun times. You probably guys didn't even know that, but sometimes we were slightly lit before.
From a time to time.
But no, of course she's. I mean, even you know, when you left in January or so, I was like, well, I told Udi, well, she's still part of the LTP family, and I said that. I go, so she's got to figure out what she's going to do. We're talking about like trying to redo her contract with us because we were at odds.
Yeah, we were definitely.
Do you remember getting that contract, the first contract from her from Lori? I'm like, we can't do
Yeah, it was on my birthday nonetheless when I found out.
Pretty bad.
I was in Napa and or actually Calistoga when I got the news.
Yeah.
I was like, shh, okay. But no, Jess, we definitely love you, and you're part of the LTP family, and look forward to more stuff from you.
Yep.
Absolutely, yeah. We'll definitely, you know, life's a lot easier now, and you know, one job definitely helps that situation.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
Definitely have me around, and the
Great.
101s and the quizzes will be back. Don't worry.
Good. People will love that.
Yay.
Yeah. Awesome. So that leads me to Mr. Alvarado here. Yeah. No, we don't want to talk about it?
Go right by me, it's fine.
All right, he sucks.
Yeah.
No, interesting character, Udi. I think he and I are going to be friends for the rest of our lives, and I'm not sure that that's a good thing.
Jury's out.
The jury's out. No, Udi, like I said, when I first approached him, I knew him a little bit. Actually, I knew him fairly decent. Well, as one could know Udi, I suppose. Whatever he chose to reveal at that point to me, we were always cordial to each other and had decent conversations in the bike shop. So I knew he could carry on a conversation. But in the last 8 years, I think we've had, I can't even tell you how many hours of conversations we've had.
Thousands.
Bike rides, miles of bike rides, hundreds of miles of bike rides together, having conversations, multiple trips to and from the park on I-5, having conversations, and he doesn't shut up. And that's true. It's true. I've even told him, you need to go to sleep. I'm driving. And no. But I do. Yeah, he's come. Honestly, Udi has come to mean a lot to me as a person, even outside of the show. I know that listeners will get this persona of Udi as someone who's very opinionated, doesn't care. He's got his own stuff, and it's his way or the highway sort of thing. And that's how he is. Comes across as kind of being like icy that way. But I can tell you for certainty that is not Udi at all. This is not the person that, this is maybe a little bit of an act, but I know the real Udi, and is someone who has, once you're in his circle, you're really in his circle. It takes a lot to get out of a circle. I think I've only seen one person get out of a circle. But once you're in, like I said, it takes a long time to get in. Once you get in, you're in. And
I don't know about you, Mark. I had to pay him like $10,000 to get into his circle.
Jess, that was our secret.
That was our secret.
He's like Club
Sorry,
33.
you know what's in my new contract?
Yeah, he's like club.
And you just violated the contract.
Yeah. But no, he's honestly someone that I do think about a lot outside of the show. He and I talk a lot just about personal stuff and life stuff, and a lot has happened in our lives in the last 8 years where we've helped each other out just through conversations and being there outside of Disneyland stuff, I might add. And then another thing I do want to bring up about that was just kind of what Udi is, kind of person he is that it was actually right here in this room a couple years ago, 3 years ago, I would think. We were doing recording at night at 8:30. And you know where I'm going with this, I assume. It was when my daughter called me, Annika. She was in North Carolina at the time. And so 11:30 her time. And she called me. We were doing the show. She called me. I got to pause it real quick because Annika's calling. Well, Annika's in tears. 11:30 at night in somewhere in North Carolina. She doesn't know where she is because she's living with some friends, just frustrated, in tears. I want to get out. I can't be here anymore. Mm-hmm. And when your daughter or anyone that you love, especially your son or daughter, will call you and say, I need to come home and I need to get out of here, you do whatever you can to get them back. And so after half an hour of talking, I said, we hung up, whatever. And without even missing a beat, I remember he's sitting on the couch over there. He goes, okay, when are we driving out to get her? And I'm like, whoa, okay. So, yeah. He's like, so Udi's this guy who's not my family, really, but he's willing to fly out or even drive out to North Carolina with me to get a U-Haul and bring my daughter back. And I firmly believe you would have done that.
Oh,
yeah. And that meant the world to me because everyone knows who my daughters are, like my number 1 and 2. I don't know which one it is. They flip.
Fight over it.
Yeah. No, they're both one. There's 1 and 1. So, but no, that tells you all you need to know about Udi. He can rant about Star Wars and all this other nonsense, but and the Disney Corporation and Bob Iger and all this other stuff. But that's all. It's to me, it's not who Udi is. So that is who he is to me, and he means a lot to me. And yeah. So, dude, I appreciate you for being on the show, man. It means a lot to me. I never thought I'd be in the Udi circle, inviting one of the snowboarders on your side, So that's where he is to me, and we would not be here without, because believe me, it wouldn't be for 200 episodes of me just talking about nonsense. Hey, Mark, what do you think about the prices? Do I think the prices suck? What about you? I don't know. They're okay. So that's where we are, guys. So thank you so much. If we had a cheer, we should all drink real quick. I don't have
a drink though. I'm out. Well, okay. We'll be done this, but you can't just say that and then not let me say something.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I'm like, hold on.
Okay.
So you had your moment. Okay, now it's my turn.
Oh, shots shocking.
Everybody, like, sit down. You're going to be here a minute. No, I'm totally kidding. I'll keep it short because I've always tried to be open and honest on the show, and I've said this often. When we began this, I didn't know where it was going to go, and we've said that often. But this has been one of the things that has changed my life. Mm. And that's not hyperbole. I'm not just trying to be, make it more than it is. It's literally changed my life. In the time that we started the show, I have changed my job twice, completely changed my career. And the reason my career changed was because of this show and the people I met on the show. So that charted my life path in that moment where I am now. And that's directly tied to the show. Also in that moment, I lost my father and my sister. Mm. And so doing the show has not only meant a lot to me in the sense of reaching out and meeting new people and being able to connect with amazing people, but in my own way, it's helped me get through some of the most difficult times in my life. And that is a direct testament to you, Mark, and to Jess, because you guys were there. And so whatever I do for you guys, it's because you guys do it for me. So everything that has gone on, meeting Becky, Jacob, Marcus, and then the countless other people, Fernando. We haven't met Jose, but the people, Laura, we haven't met in person.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's like we all feel like we met, and we all feel like we're family. So understanding that this family, when we say LTP family, we're not just trying to be cute. We mean it. LTP for life. We joked about that, but that's for real. And I think, and Mark, it's all your fault. It's all your fault. So I appreciate what you said about me, and I just want you to know I mean it 100,000 times back at you.
Oh, thank you, man.
One of my best friends, and that has something that has never. I didn't anticipate at the beginning of this.
No, I didn't even like you.
No, I know. It's like this guy. Who's this guy? Come and talk to me. So it's one of those things that life can be unexpected, but being able to walk down the path a little bit, if you're nervous about it, but not being afraid to walk, and then you never know where you're going to wind up. So everything that my life is, I can almost always right now, I can point back to you.
Oh.
And so
thank you.
And so that means everything to me. So I appreciate you. I appreciate Jess. I appreciate all you, Becky, Jacob, and Marcus are all here. Laura's over there. But everybody else who has phoned in, and anybody else who hasn't, Patrick, shout out to Patrick, an OG. We're LTP's part of Disneyland Parks forever because of him.
We are, yeah.
And so we will never, ever forget the people. Dan, you're out there too. There are so many people out there that have meant and touched us in so many different ways. And you mean the world to us. So we're going to keep on going.
Yeah.
We're never, ever going to stop. We're going to keep on going. We're going to be 90. We're going to be like, hey, we're going to roll up the gear and start talking because this doesn't end.
No.
And everybody who's here at the table, everybody who's been connected with us, and everybody who listens to us is all part of it. And we're all part of it. So thank you, everybody.
Yeah, there's so many people that we can't, that we can't even name that, I mean, Eric, I'm trying, it's so hard because there's so many people that have made a difference,
Oh. Well, no, they have. I mean, yeah, well, that was, first off, very nice speech, Rudy.
Thank you.
Awesome. That meant a lot to me.
Yes, Rudy.
Yeah, it just, it baffles me the amount, how do I even say it? The way the people, the impact the show has on listeners. When the fact that I do a podcast, when I mention that to people, they go, "It's about Disneyland," and then they want to know about it more and more and more, which is great. But the fact that people like tune in, like Fernando on his drive, even Marcus on his drive, I know even like Aaron like the Stanhopes.
The Stanhopes.
Yeah, and where are they? How come they? We should have reached out to them. Shoot, okay. These people that are close, we should have reached out to them. Maybe next time I have them on the show. But it just, I don't know. It baffles me that even like Laura lives in Hawaii, so far away from us. it just that she could even find us and talk to us and connect with us is wild, beyond my imagination. So, and we've had listeners overseas reach out as well. But no, I'm so stoked that we're doing it,
awesome.
and we're gonna keep doing it. Yeah. We're gonna get some new guests too. All these guests we have, everyone we've had has been. I mean, well, our last one was Flander, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That guy, how cool is that guy?
Oh yeah, he was so great to talk to.
Louise, that guy's great. Do you guys like that show? It's a good one. Who's been your favorite guest so far?
I'd probably have to agree with Jess with the Marcy. I always
Marcy.
enjoyed those episodes when she shows up.
Everyone loves Marcy.
Yeah, Marcy. I think she says hi, but she's been busy doing stuff right now. She would have said something, but don't worry, we'll have on the show again.
There was a
She's
guest
just wonderful.
that I really liked a long time ago too. I think it might have been Jess's cousin, but the Hayes family vlog.
Oh, Ashley.
Oh, Ashley.
That's like one that really sticks out to me. It was a really touching episode.
Yeah, with their daughter and everything. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Malia, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't heard from those guys in a while.
Yeah, they're family. Neither have I.
Yeah.
They're busy with their Disney lives, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, cool.
What about Laura?
Laura, who's been your favorite guest?
I think I like listening to Jay. Marcy's great, and you mentioned that one where I think you were at the Underground and you met the you had two women you spoke with. The one lady was the one that designed the Haunted Mansion wallpaper. She was pretty amazing. Like that was just super cool listening to her. You guys have just had so many great guests over the years, and I love listening to every one of them.
Well, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Yeah, every guest, we always ask, how long do you guys have? Oh, we have like a half an hour. Okay, cool. Dude, it's always like an hour. It's always extended because the conversation goes by so great, and I'm always nervous about it. I'm like, oh, these guys aren't gonna like us, and I do admit that was.
What if we mess up?
Yeah, that actually, Marcy, that was the first time I remember. I was so nervous about talking to her. I go, dude, she's far too high on the level to even be dealing with us. Yeah. And here we are, friends. Yeah.
Wonderful woman.
Yeah. And even Michael Bull, you have him back on the show again too.
Yeah, we do.
I like
yes, we do.
Yeah, I miss that guy. He's fulsome. He's close. So yeah. Okay. Well.
Still mad that I can't see you guys. I'm not gonna lie.
Well.
Right.
Yeah, I'm mad too. I don't know.
The gray screen.
I don't know how. I don't know why it is that way.
I don't know either.
This is her episode that she get mad about then.
Yeah, the episode when we come to episode 300, you can say, which one did you hate the most? Episode 200.
Yeah.
It was the worst.
Where I couldn't see the boys.
Yes.
And Becky.
Yeah.
Well, Laura, when are you coming to the parks again?
Well, I was just there in June. I was able to get signed in because obviously it's so expensive now, and we could only do a day. And when you're thinking like, oh, I'm going for a day, so I obviously have to do a park hopper and Genie Plus. And
oh, geez.
But we were able to get signed in, which was really, really nice. That helped out a lot because there's been a lot of episodes about where you guys have been talking about like getting priced out of Disneyland. So it was really great for that. I was there 2 times this last fall, which was amazing, just on girls' trips with my family. And so I don't know when we're going to be there again. I don't have any trips to SoCal planned. I know my kids went to summer camp with their youth group up in Hume this year, and then we all met up in SoCal after. So hopefully next year maybe we'll do that again. But
did you actually go to Hume Lake?
I did not. The kids went.
Oh.
Yeah, it was just the kids. They all traveled together from Valley with the youth group,
yeah.
And then we met them back in SoCal.
It's funny.
They had a fabulous time.
Yeah, I went to Hume Lake I think 4 summers in a row as a high schooler, and actually one winter, and that place changed my life. Completely.
Yep, the kids.
Yeah.
Love it. It was my son's 2nd year and my daughter's 1st year. So.
Oh, and what did your daughter's? What did your daughter think of it?
Oh, she loved it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they both came like this best thing ever.
Right,
so
absolutely.
fun.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that one day the stars will align and I'll be at the park the same you guys are, because you guys, you know, you're saying this is family we've never met. You guys make me feel like the family that I've never met, and you know, if the stars align, we'll all be at the park at the same time, and we can all finally meet up and hang out, and
yes,
you know,
I would love that.
One day, you know, this last fall, I was confused because Mark, you were at Disney World, I was at Disneyland, but we were going to the
Halloween party.
The Halloween party on the same night. 2 different parks. And I got confused. And I was like, "Dude, let's meet up for a drink." And you're like, "I'm in Florida." Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's right. I was like,
"Shh." So we were in the parks on the same day.
Yeah, just different coasts.
Just on the different side.
But I think if you can afford one more trip to California, you know, make the trip to Sacramento and you can meet them in person.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Forget Disneyland. You can come you do the LTP. Yeah.
No. I think honestly, Laura, it'd be easier like if you go, oh, we're gonna go in April, whatever. Then it'd be easier for us to sort of coordinate that, because I'm trying to get Udi back into the fray with being a magic key holder, and but Jess says she's gonna quit, but you know what? Don't listen to what she says. I'm just telling her.
What's the over-under on that?
Oh.
I'll let you know in November. I think I'm maybe going for my friend's birthday, and if her boyfriend has signed us in again, we may end up there. I'll let you know.
In November?
Going.
November, you said?
November.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, you're gonna go on there?
Sometime around the 21st.
Well, we're planning to go on. I think it's the weekend before. Oh,
yeah.
I think it's the weekend before that. Around 14th, 15th, 16th, and 17th.
Okay.
So yeah.
Nice.
It's my buddy's kids' first time getting to go during the holidays.
Oh, cool.
So they're surprising him with the trip.
Oh,
yeah.
And, so that's like one of his Christmas gifts, sort of thing.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Okay. Well, cool. We've got to try to make that work then. We're shooting for if not November, because I think I'm blacked out most of that month because I have the low. I think the Believe key. I don't know what it was. It's the one that's 850 or something. Yeah. I'm blacked out a lot of the days, but that's okay. Most of the days in 2024. 2025. I'm open. So January, February, March, April. They're all pretty much open. So I have a higher chance of going with Udi one of those days. Mm-hmm. And I do miss that, by the way.
Yeah.
Those are some fun times.
Yeah, I do too. It's always fun.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, this has been awesome. Wrapping up at episode number 200. 201's coming right up after this. Not today, but next couple of weeks. And we may have a guest on. If not, we'll come up with something clever to talk about. Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Laura, you need to come up with a topic, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yep.
So that's your assignment.
Okay. Well, I'll have to come talk to you guys more because I have a lot to say.
Oh, do you? Oh, yeah, good. Well, we'll bring it. Yeah, let's have Laura's, soapbox episode or something. We'll do it.
Yeah, I'll actually shut up for a while.
Yeah.
No. I need the help.
Okay. All right. So again, we'll do episode 201 coming up in a couple weeks. So let's see, Becky, where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Becky_Weimer, BECKY_WEIMER.
All right, excellent. We'll link you on the Instagram page too. Laura, do you want to be found? No.
My Instagram is private, but if you're a friend of the family, it's just my name, Laura Maslon at hold on, my son's interrupting me right now. What am I? I think it's at Laura Maslon, MASSLON.
Okay, awesome. Jess, do you want to be found these days, or you want to go in incognito?
Incognito. No, you can find me again. I think it's in my contract that
yes.
I have to be back on the radar.
I'm glad.
Yeah, remember line 35 was you had to be nice, Jess. Okay, just be nice.
No, you missed it. I took some white out on that one.
She redlined that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, let's see here. My Instagram is Storybook Jess. There's a Snapchat thing down there, but I'll be honest, I don't even use Snapchat anymore. But I guess if I went to the parks, I would do it again and make stories.
Okay.
And then my Facebook page is just Jessica Farfan. And then our Facebook page for the podcast is Leaving Today Podcast. 2 words, Leaving Today Podcast.
Okay. Awesome.
And I don't tweet.
Jacob?
Yeah, you can find me either on Facebook, just Jacob Studer, Studer, or if you want to find me on Instagram, it's CoolJerk003. And yeah, that's where you can find me.
Okay, awesome. I have, you know what? I have my Niners going 12-5 this year. One of the losses is at the Bills.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that. Yeah.
That's where I have one of my wins.
No, I think you guys beat us on the road.
You think so?
Yeah, I think because it's right. I say us like I'm part of the team, but I think the Niners have back-to-back road games or something in that mix, or the Bills, and that's not going to be good.
Is that around the holidays too?
I'll look for you while Marcus does that. Marcus, where can you be found?
I am on Instagram, Marcus Butler. I misspell Marcus, so just look for Leaving Today and find me somewhere around there. I'll be commenting on there.
Oh, good.
Real quick, because I'm sitting here looking at pictures, but it like just popped up like a memory. And you guys, 6 years ago today, you guys met up with Patrick at Trader Sam's.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah,
Wow.
you said very cool to meet up with Patrick.
Cool.
Downtown Disney. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Oh,
And
geez.
then there's a picture of you guys.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Today?
Yeah,
Wow.
6 years ago today.
Wow.
Interesting. Fitting, I guess. Not any LTP related. The Niners are at the Packers, and then the following week at the Bills.
What month?
End of November for the Packers and beginning of December for the Bills.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, so yeah, I think that's I don't know, 35-26 or something like that.
This is fascinating Disneyland content.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yes, I'll add the game to my schedule. so
Yes,
I don't
please
miss
do.
it.
I know Becky's a huge Niner fan. The listeners are going, what's this game going on over here? Okay, and Udi, where can people find you for more witty banter?
You can find me on my other show, The Mando Show, which we have been currently, I don't even know how to describe it, talking about the Acolyte. Anyway, and then you can find me on my Instagram and my Twixer, which are both the same handle, HAXGOALIE.
Mhm.
You can DM me there. These guys know that I respond to all.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everybody in this room knows that I respond to all of them.
Send him every Star Wars meme you can, because he probably hasn't seen them.
Oh, I never.
And he will never respond with, yeah, I saw that one already.
Yeah. And to reach us, you can send us an email at info@leavingtodaypodcast.com or follow us on Instagram at Leaving Today Podcast. We're there. That's the easiest way to get a hold of us. Also support the show on Patreon. We have a link tree on there. And then TeePublic, we have some really cool shirts on there as well. And not to forget, we also have a YouTube channel, the LTP Lounge. We should be doing that. We want to be ramped that up every other Sunday night to talk about stuff. I know we're going to be talking about D23, and that's coming up. We are within a month now of D23, and a lot will happen at that show, or maybe not. But I'm expecting there to be some good news out of that. But we will go cover it live on the LTP Lounge. And so do look forward to that. Again, if this is your first time listening, our shows are not always like this. We don't have people calling in and telling us how great we are. Although if you want to, you can. No, I'm joking. That's once in a blue moon that happens. And so it happens to be a blue moon today. The rest of the time, we're talking about the parks and the company. All right. That is it. Episode 200. Thank you so much for everyone listening. And thank you for everyone around this table and everyone on FaceTime. That's awesome. I feel very privileged to be part of this. Yeah. All right. We love you, adventures out there, and we will see you in the parks.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
See you.
Bye. Guys, love you guys. Cheers.
All right. Okay. Sorry. Now that I cracked it. No bed sheets.
Why are you yelling at me?
Because I like yelling at you.
Water's for quitters.
Okay, let's get this
Okay.
going.
Okay, I'm nervous because now I'm gonna mess it up.
This is the best part.
He picked a bad week to not drink.
I had to do it sideways and it was all wonky. But you
Yeah.
make me hot. It's so close, I can feel it. You're funny. Ow, that hurt. Don't make me smile like that. Ow.
Kitty.
It's like a breath of fresh air.
Boy, was my face